Well, folks, you found it. The most unprofessional little podcast there ever was. Ain't much else to say. Just sit back, sip on some whiskey, and be entertained. Because the Whiskey Bros are about to make love to your ears.
Well, go ahead and pour us some, Doc, and that'll cool you off.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yes.
No, pour us some.
Pour us some?
Yeah, like pour us a drink.
I thought you were talking about a place. Pour us some.
Pour us some. No, pour us some.
Pour us some.
Yes, pour us some.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I'm getting there.
I know. It takes you a minute.
He's got to get in there. I'm like really getting to the point now where that song actually gets me in podcast mode.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, you got to spread the wealth there, brother.
Yeah, I know, right? I thought I barely got some.
Chance, just get the bottom to it.
Here.
This is not going to go well if it's up to him.
Oh, my goodness.
Dude, what are we doing? We've got Doc and Dark Doc.
We got the Doc.
What?
In the studio
we got
tonight.
the Docs on.
I'm looking rather white tonight.
Those Docs are here, man.
Man, you haven't been working on your tan, Doc?
Yes, I've been trying.
You trying to catch? Let me see, man. Let's see what you got.
Look, I've been trying.
Yeah.
Getting close. Getting close.
That's the news. Well,
Awesome.
welcome everybody to the show. Thanks for returning
Finish
once
that
again. We're handing around a handy.
Yes.
Did you give our newest guest some, Ray?
I got
Okay.
a little bit.
Have you had any of this, Ray?
No, first time.
Oh, damn. I'm overpoured.
Dang.
There's not enough left for Savage. Damn.
That's all right.
What a terrible thing I just did.
I bet I know where another bottle is.
I bet we can find some more. Ray, thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me in the show.
And you are Ray Medina?
Medina.
Yes. Okay.
Medina.
I'm not going to say it that eloquently.
Medina.
I'm going to say it like a white man.
Yeah, don't try to roll your R.
But Ray is short for
Reinaldo.
yeah.
Interesting.
Reinaldo.
Reinaldo. I can't say it.
You are a friend of Dark Doc over here.
Yes,
Ruben. And from Puerto Rico, right?
Yes.
Very cool. Well, welcome to the show, man. I think it's going to be a fun night. Fun chat with you.
Yeah.
Starting off?
We don't have an agenda. We're just
We're winging
getting
it.
into it.
We're winging it.
It's about normal, though.
Well, that's true.
We sit around and smoke cigars
Yeah.
and talk too much. And
And then when tried not to talk at all.
Yeah.
it's eventually like, okay, we have to stop
We
talking.
got to quit talking.
We have to bring this into the podcast recording studio and talk about it on the podcast.
That's the thing about getting ready for a podcast. You want to save all the conversation.
Yeah. That's why I don't talk to y'all during the week anymore. It's just text.
Yeah.
When you
I
call,
get it.
I hit decline. Like, I don't want to talk to you. Save it for Sunday. Save it for Sunday. I don't decline calls from my friends though. That was a joke. Anyways,
That's Doc.
yeah.
Or he just doesn't answer.
No, it does. If he declined, you know he was there.
That's true.
He just doesn't answer, so you don't know he's there.
You know how it works on Doc's phone. I'll tell you how it works. So if I get a call, I'm like, oh, it's probably not important. But if Jennifer calls me and tells me that one of y'all called her, then I have to pick it up.
We get the work done that way through the wife. Yes.
Yep.
We have resorted to that many times.
I know it's important.
But yeah, Ray, tell us a little bit about yourself and your beginnings and where you help.
Born and raised in Puerto Rico. Lived there until I was about 28. At 28, I moved to Dallas.
Was that just a couple years ago?
Yeah, 4 years ago.
You have aged well, my friend.
Moved to Dallas to pursue a master's degree in theology from Dallas Theological Seminary. Graduated in 2000. Moved back to Puerto Rico. In 2006, Dallas Independent School District were hiring teachers. And they had a ad in the paper, and I responded to it.
Yeah.
Got hired by the skin of the teeth, and here I am.
Nice.
Going 20 years.
At Dallas School District.
So I taught in Dallas for 6 years.
Okay.
Plano, 6. Eagle Mountain, Saginaw,
Interesting.
4.
Is that how you got to know Ruben?
During my time in Eagle Mountain, Saginaw, I met Ruben at Cigar International. Well, before that, I met Ruben on Facebook through a site called Holy Smokes.
Okay.
And Then we met in person at the Bible study that Holy Smokes have on CI Saturday.
At Cigars International. There's a Bible study at Cigars International.
Yes,
Okay.
Saturday morning.
That's news to me. I had never heard of that.
Yeah. Holy Smokes. is
So
the name of
holy smokes, that's kind of like cigar meets Bible study.
Yes.
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 That sounds awesome.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
the Bible study at CI has been going on for, I think, 4 years, on 5 years.
Huh.
I've been part of it for 3 years. And I found it through like Facebook, because I was at CI one time and I just posted on the group that I was having my birthday, and then somebody reached out to me who'd been doing that, who's been in Bible study. And then next Saturday I came. And he had responded, Ray responded and messaging, and then he, I think, lived around the corner or somewhere, and then he came one
I
Saturday.
was
So
35 and and I forgot. Basswood.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
35 and Basswood Boulevard.
So this is like the beginning of an awesome joke, like an African guy and a Puerto Rican guy walk into a cigar bar
Yeah.
to worship Jesus.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
So where are you teaching now?
I teach at Plano Senior High School.
Okay.
I teach juniors mostly. I teach physics.
How do you-
Physics.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so awesome.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy. Yeah.
But it's the only science.
He just got a little chubby over
Yeah,
there.
no, I did. That's I could never do physics, but I love physics.
Yeah, physics
I love
is
the whole
great.
idea of it. Like you said, it's the only science.
It's the only science.
So you're good at math then.
Well, yeah, but interestingly, the physics I learned in college was mostly math, and that's garbage. The physics that I learned on my own to be able to teach is highly conceptual.
Okay.
The math is the language of physics. How you communicate and are able to probably solve the questions of physics, you use a little bit of math, but you can do physics without math, and that's the misconception.
Okay.
So when I started teaching, I taught advanced placement physics, and I went to training, and that was really enlightening, because for the most part we did the conceptual, and then in that training I got a couple of books, and I started to read the books, and that's where it blew my mind. So I teach the concepts, and then I tell my students, let me translate this into math. So I tell my students that math is another language they need to learn. And that is my biggest criticism of math education, is that they don't take the students to that space where they learn how to apply the math they're learning to the other fields.
So like teaching outside of the textbook.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, 100%. I don't use a textbook.
I respect that a lot.
Yeah.
I don't want to quite get there yet. I want to know more about you.
Yeah.
Right.
What's kept you in Texas? This.
I'm a Texas Rican.
Okay.
Let's begin with that.
Texas.
I love,
Texas Rican,
Texas
I love it.
Rican.
I love Texas. I met people that, and so we made friends, through teaching, and at one point they were like, all of them were talking about moving to Florida, and I said, I'm not going. I'm staying. Texas is.
This is your home now.
Oh yeah.
I've always been curious about that dynamic, and I don't ask people that out of slight or to be insulting. It's like you're obviously proud of where you came from, Africa, Puerto Rico, but it's like
Southwick.
But
Yes.
what is that beacon that keeps you here, that wants to make you call this home?
So I am from the central part of Puerto Rico. So we have a road in my hometown where you will find restaurant after restaurant, and restaurant is not a word for the fancy place. No, it's these shacks where you will see the pork with the bar through turning. So roasted pork is part of the diet of where I'm from. Puerto Rico is a small island. You meet somebody from the coast, and it's very likely that person is going to be their diet will be highly in fish and
Seafood.
Seafood.
Okay.
In my case, was steak and pork. And
Man after my heart.
I come to Texas.
I was going to say, that's why you like
This beef capital of the world.
And we like pork here too.
So,
Like
yeah.
Supposedly, he's really good at cooking pork. We wouldn't know, though, because we've never had the pork that he's made
always
for us.
Eat all of it.
Yeah, we killed probably, I don't know, 10 hogs out here, and we cut all the back straps out of them.
Oh, yeah.
Doc said, oh, yeah, we're
completely skinned them.
We did.
Yeah.
Like, basically processed.
Yeah, countertop processing.
Yeah. Doc said, no, I'm going to cook a bunch of stuff up for you guys. And I'll cut it up and we'll divvy it up.
We never saw it. We never
seen
saw it
an
again.
ounce of pork.
We saw pictures of it. We saw pictures, but he never
just can't believe it. It was so good. I couldn't.
So good.
Nary did a piece of pork ever touch our taste buds.
Have you ever done the pig in the hole with wood and then covered with banana leaves and aluminum sheet and all that?
No, we have not. We
never have done that.
We did a whole pig in the smoker before.
Okay.
Like that big giant smoker.
But it's not the same. It's not the same.
It's very good.
So are you saying that you want to come here and do that?
I don't know if I know how to do it.
We can watch YouTube.
I've been let's.
You can tell us.
Oh, we can do it.
You can eat the final product and go. We either really did a really good job at it or we screwed it up.
So the thing is that what we call chicharrón is not the same thing that other Latin or Hispanic countries will call chicharrón.
Mexico. Yeah, you can.
For us, is the skin of the pork. So
Yeah.
you cooking that pork, and you have conversation and beer and whiskey around that pork, and then let's see if it's ready. You take a little bit of that skin, and you eat it with your whiskey.
But is it supposed to be crispy?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's when it's done.
That's when you know that.
Crunchy.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, it sounds good. And I haven't had anything to eat since like breakfast. Well, it's a nice chat with everybody. We're going to eat.
With some pork.
So you still have family in Puerto Rico?
My brother is in Puerto Rico. Unfortunately, my two parents passed a couple of years ago, but my middle brother is in Puerto Rico.
And you still go?
Yes, I still go. So I'm thinking that next couple of years I have to go.
Mm-hmm. How's it's always this time of year is always like hurricane, tropical storm season. There's always something going on there, right?
Yes. This year has been a little bit slow.
Yeah.
Thankfully, but the last couple of years we have had scares.
Yeah.
But we haven't been hit. After Maria was the biggest one, and we haven't been hit.
I remember that one.
What would that be? 5, 6 years?
Yeah. How do you prep for that in a small island nation? Like, how do you prep and where do you go?
Texas.
Texas. Going to Texas.
Well, most of the houses in Puerto Rico are concrete houses. For that reason,
that's pretty smart.
And you put wood panels in the windows, and if you have aluminum roofs, like some people put those aluminum roofs in the front of their houses for shade, then you tie that with a rope and find a way to tie it.
Yeah.
My dad didn't do it for Maria, and that roof, we don't know what it is. He had a water heater on the top of the house, one of those solar water heaters.
Yeah.
Gone. Because he didn't tie.
But the rest of the structure is there.
Yeah.
It stays.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I always get a crack out of like driving up, is it Gulf of America or Gulf of Texas or Gulf of Mexico? What is it?
It's Gulf of
Now
America.
it's the Gulf of America. You Google it.
We all grew up with the Gulf of Mexico, so I'm still going to call it that.
Nope.
But if you drive up and down the United States, like all the houses are built up on 12-foot stilts or even taller, and they're all built out of wood and timber. And every time when you see a storm or hurricane come through, they just splinter apart like they're made out of toothpicks. Like they're not built for storms, to withhandle storms.
Well, you know the fix for hurricanes, right?
No, you tell me.
I'm about to.
I'm waiting.
Does anybody want to guess what the fix for hurricanes?
Taxes.
Nope.
What?
Donald Trump.
I got to see where you're going with this one.
They put that out since Donald Trump has been president. A hurricane has not made landfall. They actually put that out as a selling point.
Oh, wow.
Come to America and leave the hurricanes behind.
This got deep really fast.
Thank you, Donald Trump.
That's we hadn't even started on physics yet. So I mean, that's like how in the world is that? Could that be a thing? But
it is.
That's a good.
There's so much hot wind expelling from Donald Trump that the hurricanes just like
Pushed it back.
Yeah,
went out to
maybe.
the middle of the Atlantic.
Maybe the hair.
Yeah, it could have been the hair.
Just sweep right off of it.
I think he just fired the hurricanes.
So why Texas? Because when I talk to my kids who have been to the Caribbean a couple of times and they're just like, oh, I just want to live here. I just want to move here. Why leave Puerto Rico to come here?
Well, Puerto Rico is, the Puerto Rican government is the main employer. I tried to work on opening a cigar lounge with my brother, and it's very difficult to do it. The regulations and all the how slow they are with the permit, it's beautiful, but there are certain things that you want to accomplish, you want to do, that the government is the main obstacle for you to do it.
Is it like corrupt? You got to know somebody to.
Yeah, corruption. We have a phrase: if you have a godfather, you get baptized, and the other one is that we call them shovels. So if you have a shovel, then you get it done. So in Puerto Rico now, you have that side business of people who will do the permit diligence for you. So recently, last time I went to Puerto Rico was about 2 years ago. They were talking about the permit office. The people who work there will sit on permit request to force you to go through that company that will give a tip to the worker, and then your permits will move faster. So
that sounds like some Chicago style stuff.
That's where I'm going.
Yeah,
that's where I'm going. They model their government on New York, Chicago, and California, and that's the downside of Puerto Rico. Well,
it's like the fourth greatest places in America, man.
So in 2005, the government is the main employer. I was married, who was my wife, was working for the government. She was the newly hired, and the governor started to talk about cutting hours, cutting employers, and all that. And so that's when we decided to move. What is interesting is that there comes the next governor, and he draws a line. He was the one who fired a bunch of government employees. And the same guy who started that crap was the one criticizing the one who did it. This guy who was doing that told Puerto Rico during the elections, because there was the other candidate was talking about taxes, sales taxes. And he won the election basically telling the guy, you're trying to bring the statehood through the kitchen by imposing sales taxes. He imposed taxes that are ridiculous. We are more expensive than New Orleans. New Orleans, when I went in the 90s, the sales tax was 11%. Puerto Rico is close to the 13%.
Wow.
Jeez.
Wow. So, and so it's a population that's highly repressed.
Yes. Yeah.
As far as opportunity goes.
Yeah.
Okay, from our perspective, though, when we read about Puerto Rico, it seems to be a divided, it's a United States territory, right?
Yes.
But it seems to be a divided nation on how many people would love to be joining the United States as a state and receive their statehood, and the other want complete independence. Where do you fall on that spectrum?
I'm pro-independence.
Yeah.
To be more specific or more correct, I'm against the status we have right now.
Okay.
If we're not going to be an independent country, hey, join us to the union. Let me vote for president. Okay. Let me have a voice and a vote in Congress. We don't have that, and that's the irony.
Yeah.
The beacon of democracy is the vote. You see all these politicians talking about we are, the beacon of democracy. George Bush father invaded Panama. For what? To reinstate democracy in Panama.
So they say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then 3.5 million Puerto Ricans in the island cannot vote for president. So we don't grow economically. Puerto Rico can't grow economically because of the status. So there's certain things that we can't achieve by being this territory of the United States. We are the 100-and-something-year-old son of the United States living in the United States garage. And when the United States economy is bad, our economy is worse.
That's a hell of a metaphor.
I didn't even thought to think of it that way.
That's a really eye-opening metaphor.
Yeah.
Just kind of the bastard child, just cast away. So I would completely agree or understand why you would want independence. Now, if you did get your independence, how would that look?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, here's what I think should happen. When Puerto Rico, probably months before the United States invaded Puerto Rico, Spain gave Puerto Rico what is called las cartas autonómicas, where we had independence under the protection of Spain. So we had representation in Spanish courts. We were part of Spain, but we could develop our own currency. No, we had this Spanish currency, but we could develop our businesses, our trades, and our economy as an independent country. And here comes the United States months later, and they ripped those letters, and we are in this purgatory right now where we are not.
So that's still the situation, like how it exists now.
So we are culturally different. We are American citizens. We can't vote for president. And we are in this no man's land.
Basically, the only benefit you get is like military protection, military protection, and that is strategic because of what is happening now. We have a close base in Puerto Rico, and it reopened because of the Venezuela situation. So they started to use it, and what the United States have done is the same garage kid. We have a money. So the federal government send money, food stamps, and FAFSA and all that. But the United States take a lot more when they put in Puerto Rico. We made Tylenol in Puerto Rico. I think we still make Tylenol. Well, that's a sore subject right now.
And we cannot buy it. We cannot buy it.
What?
From the pharmaceutical company.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like us and all the other pharmaceuticals. It just goes to Canada, and then Americans have to buy it from Canada because they can't afford it.
Well, the thing is that
trickle down.
It comes here, and then we have to buy it from here. So we have to use the marine merchant, the American marine merchant.
Wow.
By the time it comes to Puerto Rico, it's almost double the price that you pay here.
God, man, that's corruption at its finest.
So staying in Puerto Rico wasn't a workable situation financially for you.
No, I was working 2 jobs and earning $25,000 a year.
Yeah,
the three salaries. I was working 2 jobs. My wife was working, and we didn't make $25,000.
Yeah.
Now there are other things the cost of housing might be cheaper, rent might be cheaper. Gas prices are up there. We have a problem with the electric grid. We have problems that you cannot develop. You cannot open a business unless you really want to do it on the side and pay the fine when they find you. If you want to do things legally, there's a lot of cash and underground economy in Puerto Rico.
Do you think the bastard kid will grow up and kind of learn to make its way? I'm not hopeful.
No,
not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. I got you. That's deep, man.
That's why I asked if you were to gain independence, would it open the door for growth from within, or would it open the door for more corruption from outside?
That is why the pro-independence movement doesn't gain track.
Yeah,
there's a lot of fear about corruption. Fear about what happened with other countries around, like Venezuela, Cuba. These guys who are pro-independence, They sound like they support Maduro and they support the Cuban regime.
Yeah.
Nobody with I support democracy and I will work hand by hand with the United States, and the United States will be our main source of business and economical growth. So a lot of people go, we're gonna end up like a communist country.
Yeah.
Once the protection of the United States is taken, we'll end up like that.
Even though that's already corrupt to a degree with being in United States territory, it could potentially get worse because you have the old bait and switch leaders that promise everything and then they turn you into a communist country.
And it's unfortunate who brought political corruption to Puerto Rico was the United States when they invaded. They had to clean the Puerto Rican mind of any desire to be a Puerto Rican.
Mm-hmm.
So they used politicians to develop this American fervor that they needed to keep Puerto Rico as
propaganda.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were talking about that earlier about industry being influential, and you were talking about what a geological, I guess, variety Puerto Rico offered with tobacco. With what else was there? There was coffee.
Sugar, coffee.
Yeah, coffee. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden it's like Puerto Rico needs to just produce sugar cane.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did that happen?
Well, the based on what I've read, the sugar cane business really wanted growth.
Mm-hmm.
Here you had tobacco already, you had coffee already in the United States, so they used Puerto Rico as a sugarcane land, and they diminished the economy of tobacco growth and coffee growth and the coffee and tobacco industry to explode the sugar cane. So force farmers into taking loans without any regulations, and ended up having to give the land to banks. The bank gave the land to the sugarcane
lobbyists,
conglomerate.
Yeah.
And they went and they grew sugarcane to the point that you don't see that much sugar land or in Puerto Rico, because sugar kills when you overdo it, you kill the
like the soil,
ability to soil.
Yeah, the soil microbiome, and
starting to recognize that in our situation here with corn.
Sure, yeah.
The monoculture.
Monocrop culture is detrimental to good fertile soil.
Right now in Puerto Rico, there's a movement. There's a not coffee that much, but there's a movement of cigar tobacco.
That's good.
That is growing, and interestingly, they call themselves the resistance. So we are the resistance. We're resisting this temptation to be hyper-capitalist, and we're growing tobacco no matter what.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, the guy I befriended a tobacco roller, and he had his company. And I talked to him about, hey, if I come back, will you mentor me? And he said yes, and he passed. So that, in a sense, killed that route that I was going to take, that opportunity that I was saying, I'm going to retire, I'm going to go to Puerto Rico, I'm going to buy land, and I'm going to start growing tobacco.
There could be still hope, though, because America is still very, very young and green and discovering what real good coffee is. What they call it, single origin, like direct from the farm to your cup, basically. When the era you were talking about, this all took place, like we had Maxwell House and Folgers, and that's what America thought was good coffee. It's like, Folgers in your cup, okay, good to go.
I mean, it did win a couple world wars, so I mean,
so did Lucky Strike cigarettes, and nobody's smoking those right now.
That's just government bull crap.
But we're I don't know, within the last 25, 30 years, like we're really opening up to what the hell like good coffee is, the agriculture behind it, and even cigars, tobacco. Like you bring this all to the table with the way you two met at the Cigar International for your meeting. So maybe there's hope there to
Well, I'm not.
rejuvenate some of those markets?
I'm not done. I'm not saying no.
Oh, okay, great.
I have a couple of things cooking.
Yeah.
That if financially they work.
Yeah.
I'm going to Puerto Rico and try to get land and grow either tobacco or coffee or both.
Okay.
You got your investors right here. So
Yeah.
There we go.
And don't forget, you may lost a friend, but you always have the friend that we all have, and that's YouTube.
Yeah.
It can teach you how to roll them cigars.
YouTube University.
True. Well, there's still a place in the northeast part of Puerto Rico. They have a farm. They grow tobacco, and they have, as part of the attraction, you go and you pay for an experience where you learn how to roll a cigar. So yeah, the possibilities are there.
Yeah.
And tourism is coming a long way.
True.
You know, all the cruise ships and
Yeah. When I think about like tropical getaways, for us that are, somewhere in French Polynesia or something like that.
Yeah.
No offense to the French. But I think of like Puerto Rico or Costa Rica or something like that. Those are the two prominent ones that come to mind. Yeah. I have not been to either one, unfortunately.
If you go to Puerto Rico, don't stay in San Juan.
Okay.
You need to get out of San Juan. Anybody who tells me, I went to Puerto Rico. Yeah, where do you go? Well, San Juan.
Yeah.
You did not go to Puerto Rico.
You just went to a city.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Puerto Rico has a lot to offer.
Uh-huh.
It's beautiful. It's very interesting for Americans to go to Puerto Rico for the most part. You go to a place, you say, "Oh, I'm going to practice my broken Spanish." You won't be able, because what Puerto Ricans will do is that they will try to accommodate to you.
Oh, okay.
They will speak to you in their broken English that is not that broken.
Yeah.
My English is Puerto Rican. I learned my English in Puerto Rico. I brushed it off when I came here.
Yeah.
But I came here with enough English to be able to develop it at a master's level. I was taking master level classes, and I understood what I was told. And I had conversations with people, broken, with a thicker accent than what I have now.
Yeah.
But still.
Your accent automatically makes me lock in and pay attention to you a little bit more, though, than just talking to one of these two yahoos, But,
what are you saying,
it's like,
dude?
I want to comprehend what you're saying, and I don't want to miss out on anything. Yeah. I had a British literature teacher, and she was British, so automatically, like, I aced that class because I just locked in a little bit better with her. So let's, in the scope of our show, what is the native drink of Puerto Rico? Tell us about what the Puerto Ricans drink to chill out a little bit.
Not to chill out. What I brought here is where's the camera?
This way.
There it is. There it is.
In a bottle of.
Is that a bullet?
A bullet.
Yeah.
Yes. This is the Christmas drink.
Okay.
I was gonna bring the other one.
Yeah.
And I said that's probably too much, so I'll leave the other one for the next time.
Okay.
So to chill out, and it might be some is legal, some is illegal. Very, very strong. Done during this time, in October, November, December. It's called pitorro. It's moonshine. It's Puerto Rican moonshine.
Okay.
And
what's it called?
Pitorro.
Pitorro.
And we prefer to get it from the illegal pitorro.
Okay.
It is so much that then the government said, okay, some of you can make it, and we will. So it's regulated now. So the pitorro I have is the legal one.
Yeah.
I have it in my apartment. Next time, I'll bring it. But this is a coconut drink, and Puerto Rico being
what's in it that
tropical,
makes it illegal?
Well, I don't know how they make it.
Okay.
I kind of somebody told me, but I forgot. But what I know is that part of the fermentation happens. Underground. You have to You have to put the mix underground.
Okay.
And that's where it's fermented. Still, the one legal I have, I take a shot and it's enough.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
So it's kind of like moonshine.
Yeah.
So it's Puerto Rican moonshine.
Puerto Rican moonshine.
So you can make it with I forgot how you say parcha. So there's fruit. It's most of it is fruit based. So I have a tamarind one.
Yeah.
And there's a fruit that I forgot the name in English, is parcha, and it's it's this yellowish. It's like a ball yellow, and when you open it, has a lot of seeds. Will it be passion fruit? I think it's passion fruit.
Maybe that's right. Yeah.
And I have a little bit of that, but I can go a shot at a time. So it's still the one that you buy at the store.
Yeah.
Is pretty strong.
Okay.
Now imagine the one you buy from this place. The one that I bought, I went to Puerto Rico about 7-8 years ago, and I went to this guy at a place that before I got there, the person who took me told me, okay, you need to make a phone call. And I said, I'm good. He said, we will not have signal from here on. And we got in, and I got disappointed because I saw a police car parked in front of this guy's house. The police officer was buying illegal pitorro.
That's how you know it's good then.
So, man, this awesome.
Okay.
Great pitorro.
But do we get to get into this?
But this is coconut cream.
Uh-huh.
I think I have coconut milk here. I don't remember. A little bit of cinnamon, and Puerto Ricans make it with white rum.
Okay.
Or some make it with dark rum.
Okay.
I make it with whiskey.
Oh, okay.
So this is whiskey with coconut. Okay.
You had us at whiskey.
So
actually, you had us at Pitorro.
So if you wanna, I don't know if you wanna.
Oh
serve
God, don't give it to him. We'll never get it.
This is not Pitorro. This is
Coquito.
Coquito. Okay, it's your version of
and
it.
it's not eggnog.
Pitorro is a whole different drink.
Yeah.
And it's not eggnog. So some people say, "Oh, Puerto Rican eggnog." No way.
and it just looks so creamy. I mean,
Can we need to snip that out and that little soundbite of him?
Yes.
And just it looks so creamy. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna snip that out. Clyde, mark that. Clyde, mark that down.
So there is a version where you buy a coconut and you take part of the pulp of the coconut and you blend it with it. So you have to probably shake it to get everything together.
I'm looking at the cinnamon on the bottom here.
Yeah, there's some cinnamon on the bottom.
Oh gosh, that smells like what is it? Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
There you go. That's
Is that too much?
I don't know.
hey,
We shall see.
I should snip out, Doc. I snip it out.
Let's snip that out.
I should have
We got it.
I should have put a
Clyde, you got
label with a disclaimer.
So what would be a rough percentage alcohol on this?
Well, it's the same of the whiskey. That's why this one will taste a little bit stronger than the one done with rum.
Okay.
The one done with rum, you cannot taste the alcohol.
Oh my God. That's good.
Wow, that is you can.
But this is I think I used Woodford Reserve or probably Bullet.
Okay.
If that's in a Bullet container.
Well, the whiskey we just gave you was 128 proof, so.
All right.
I just sit around and drink that. I mean,
Yeah, that's really good.
Now we need a cigar again. That's got to pair so freaking awesome with a cigar.
okay.
It does. It does.
Man, how could our listeners get some version? They can't, right? They can't get some version of this.
I can tell you it's better than cookie butter.
Yeah.
What
That's saying a lot, too.
100 times.
what they had to do is COQUITO. Find a recipe.
Quito. Okay.
It's Coquito.
Coquito. Coquito.
Yeah.
Got it.
So there's a version that uses egg whites. I don't,
Okay.
because I want it to last.
Cheers.
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 All right, guys.
That is fantastic.
So I'll use this opportunity to make a shameless plug for our local community theater. So we have a play going on right now. It's Murder on the Orient Express. It's in Bridgeport at Beacon Theater. So it's beaconpatx.com.
Is this a murder mystery?
Yeah.
Is it a dinner and everything?
Yeah, it's not a dinner. So it's a full show. It's Agatha Christie's murder mystery.
Okay.
It's pretty dang good. So if you're looking for something to do this weekend, check it out. Okay, I'm done.
All right.
Yeah, heck yeah. Okay, back to Coquito. And And then maybe we can get some physics.
Yeah, definitely gonna get some physics and some
Theology.
origin stories.
Everything.
Theology, origin stories, and nation forming stories.
I mean, where do we go?
I want a
with
little
this?
bit more of that. I don't think I poured enough. Or maybe I should just give it a minute and make sure.
Just give it a minute.
I don't just fall out on the floor.
It's not going anywhere.
He had too much.
Yeah, that's really good.
All right, so then what would be like the official? Is it a like when you think of Appalachia, America, you think whiskey, bourbon? What is the official beverage of Puerto Rico? Is it beer?
It's still Bacardi rum.
Okay.
So you have Don Q, is another rum from Puerto Rico, and I wanted to, but I thought it too late. Mm-hmm. There is a rum, and I might bring it next time if there is a next time, that I found out recently, and it's called Barrilito.
Barrilito, okay.
From barrel.
Yeah.
That is a great rum.
So it's aged in barrels, then, which we're fans of.
So this distillery, I went to the tour, and they talk about their transition into rubbing alcohol during the
World War II.
Not the
COVID.
The dry law.
Prohibition.
Prohibition.
Okay,
During Prohibition,
way back, yeah.
They were still distilling rum on hidden, and they will sell rubbing alcohol
and the storefront. Yeah.
So
that's the right spirit to have.
So they have bottles that are pretty expensive. They have the 5-star, and it's very good. It's very good.
Since you said that, we have our listeners brought us some rum. Where did I say?
Oh, we have to see.
From?
They were from Florida, the
No,
Keys,
not
Florida Keys, wasn't it?
No, it's the Keys.
No,
Yeah.
was it?
It's the Keys.
We were talking about the Keys.
It
No,
wasn't
it's the Keys.
It wasn't.
That's exactly where we were talking about.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Yeah.
Florida. I don't remember.
Okay,
what it
so
is,
so
bad bitch rum.
yeah.
That's the name. That's the name of it. And her husband started it way back in the day, and she didn't like how he was running it, so she tied a brick to his ankles and threw him in the ocean, killed him, and took over the business.
No way, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
that's the story that they.
Wow.
Well, you know, Corey and Ash.
Yeah.
Ange, yeah.
Okay.
Corn Ange.
Yeah.
The exotic
Corn
fruit.
Ange.
Oh, okay.
Corn
Yeah,
Ange.
they brought us that back, but it wasn't Florida. Tell
Why
me.
don't you read a bottle?
It was Florida.
Nah, it wasn't Florida.
God,
Hey,
that's-
you can't read that.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
give it a
You
try.
remember we tried already.
I know.
So
Doc, I think he wants some more.
I mean,
so our
that's a chance.
piña colada, it's also
I think
very good.
you're right.
And it's
Oh,
part of
dude.
the
Yeah.
drink that is very Puerto Rican drink.
Yeah, nationally celebrated. I've celebrated with the pina colada a lot. Have you ever had a peanut butter pina colada?
No, never.
Oh,
See, I think that's a bastardization of the
yes,
pina
but
colada.
It works so well. You have to try peanut butter pina colada. We'll send you a recipe.
Well, yeah.
I want to read this while I have it here. Distilled and bottled by Chef Distilled, Key West, Florida.
That's what I told you. Key West.
Yeah.
I'm tired. I'm exhausted.
Oh man. Okay, so you brought books,
Yeah.
which is awesome. What's up with the books?
Well, a lot of what I'm going to say about Puerto Rico's relationship with the U.S. is based on this book. I don't know if
That way. There you go.
There you go.
It's called The War Against All Puerto Ricans, and this traces a lot of what I had in my knowledge, sparks in my brain. The whole situation of how we were perceived, how the independent movement was destroyed, killed. The whole thing about also, the destruction of our farming, of coffee and tobacco, and kind of the stop of the development of Puerto Rico. The United States made us dependent on the United States, and my parents were like, especially my dad, were like, we're nothing without the United States. We're going to be a banana republic without the United States. Same with this one. It's called America's Colony. Yeah. And then a very interesting thing is how non-Catholic Christianism develops in Puerto Rico. So they have these two books about evangelicals. This is interesting because this is during Spain. And what they tell you as a Puerto Rican evangelical is that Americans brought Christianity to Puerto Rico, and that's not true. This is about then how the Protestant church was used as a political means to solidify American culture in Puerto Rico. So as I was saying, they split the island as a pie.
Yeah, is this where you were talking about the different religions? Yeah, go into that. That was pretty interesting.
Puerto Rico was split like a pie, and Presbyterians took the west, UCC took the southeast, Methodist, I think, is the southwest, and the central part, I think, was Baptist, American Baptist, and the north was game. Anybody could go there and open a church. But if you go to Puerto Rico, you still see, I used to sell books or promote books for schools, and I will take this road on the southeastern part of Puerto Rico, close to the coast, and you will see a UCC sanctuary and a UCC sanctuary and a UCC sanctuary, and then move a little bit towards the west and a lot of Methodists. I grew up American Baptist, and there were American Baptist churches in that south of San Juan, central part of Puerto Rico, a lot of them.
So based on where you were born, that's how you grew up?
In a sense, yes.
Yeah.
If you're not Catholic, that's the evangelical church that you will end up at.
Wow.
Now, this is interesting, and we didn't talk about this. There were two brothers who were Catholic, Roman Catholic, who walked around the plantations sharing Catholic faith. And I don't know, I don't remember if they were able to, they were like deacons. So I think that they gave the Eucharist and prayed for people and the last rites. And at one moment, the Catholic Church said, you are kind of a threat, and they pulled them. So now the plantation is not covered. They don't have anybody to go to the plantations, to the difficult areas of Puerto Rico. This is before like highways were built. And from Hawaii, this guy Pentecostal came in to Ponce, southern part of Puerto Rico. And Pentecostals have that characteristic that they go to the streets and to preach, street preaching.
Yeah.
And in a sense, he took the space that these two brothers left. So now the Pentecostal church in Puerto Rico grew exponentially. In the beginning of the 20th century, I think, if I'm not mistaken, also the Pentecostal
that's interesting.
Church took off.
So it was like, so the essential idea, and what I hear you're saying is that the major religions basically negotiated and said, boom, 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 but then they left kind of a black hole in Puerto Rico in the southern region, that the religion that was willing to go and actually, trudge through the mud, so to speak, filled that hole and came up.
Yeah. The other thing is that the Pentecostal church then have a more, they were not, so in Puerto Rico, the Pentecostal church did not have any attachment to the pie cutting. And so they were more lively in their services. So Caribbean, you cannot make a Caribbean person for a long time sit there and sing with an organ as the background instrument.
Yeah, doesn't work.
We have,
it's like missionary Baptist. It just ain't gonna happen.
We have African blood. So we need to move. So the explosion of Pentecostalism in Puerto Rico is attached also to these churches playing music and having services that were more lively, that were more attached to some kind of Puerto Rican rhythms and things like that. So unfortunately, they embrace what is called here in the United States the holiness movement. So you have the whole thing of, the women's ethic of good clothing and men cannot have a beard.
Oh boy.
We're all going to hell.
Yeah, we're going to hell with the beards here. Damn.
So,
kind of a taking on of Puritanism.
Hyper, yeah. Interestingly, in the 1960s, you have in the United States a charismatic movement within the Catholic Church, where you have Catholics speaking in tongues and playing more lively music, and the Mass had added some instruments.
Kind of in response to the 1962.
Yes.
Vatican Council.
Second Vatican.
Yeah.
So in Puerto Rico, what happened, the Catholic Church didn't embrace it because that's an American thing. So I remember the only religious group that did not embrace the American coming was the Catholic Church. We are Spanish. Mm-hmm. So the American Catholic did not have an influence. So the Catholic Church in Puerto Rico didn't embrace for the most part. And interestingly, a lot of people were kicked out of the Catholic Church for being charismatic. And in Puerto Rico, it's Puerto Rican. I Googled it. It didn't happen anywhere else.
Yeah.
In Puerto Rico, there is a denomination who was started by Roman Catholics who were kicked out of the Catholic Church because they were charismatic.
So they moved to Puerto Rico?
No.
Oh, they were
Puerto Ricans.
Okay.
They were charismatic, and they were not accepted by the priest. And you have to leave, and then they got together, and it's the Christian Charismatic Church. That's the name of the denomination.
It's like Rhode Island and New England history. They were just kind of the rejects of everybody, and they had to have a place to go.
They just celebrated God a little differently.
Yeah.
More charismatically.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
And so although those were like side things that happen while these denominations are in their world different from the reality of what being Puerto Rican is. So I grew up at a church that played an organ, sing from the hymnal, and you don't get out of that. Otherwise, you're not.
That's blasphemy.
So back when it first happened, who cut the pie, and then who was in charge of saying Catholics you go over there, Baptists you go over there? Who made that?
I think it was the federal government called the denomination leaders. And said, go to Puerto Rico, and this is what you're going to do. You take this part of Puerto Rico, you take this part of Puerto Rico.
What year are we talking,
this is
roughly?
Beginning of the 20th century.
Wow, so
1900s, the beginning of the 1900s. I think the Pentecostal movement was in the 1950s, I think.
Wow, it's just wild because I think about us here today, and take Chief, for instance. It's like he's Catholic.
No, I don't believe you.
Yeah, no, he's obviously Catholic. You can't look at that dude and tell. No, I'm just saying he's Catholic, and then
to the core.
Yeah. If anything, we're evangelical, but we kind of talk with that dude, and it's like there's no difference in the world in our like day-to-day speak. But that's not actually how the rest of the world is. The rest of the world, what your religion is, actually forms your society, and you don't really break out of that. You don't engage with people who are different than your faith on a regular day-to-day basis. But man, we do here. We don't even think about it.
What did you just say? You don't what? What was the ending?
Yeah, you don't engage with people from a different faith on a regular basis. But here, it'll be any given Tuesday, we'll talk to somebody, and it won't even occur during the conversation that, okay, this person has a different faith than I do, right. or a faith background, a different society. It's just very strange.
I'm glad that you brought music into it, because I told you before, Ruben, about the Afro-Cuban beats, like being the core foundation. And to progressive drumming and like American jazz drumming, a lot of those rhythms and beats came from Africa, and a lot of them came from that archipelago from South America to Florida. And man, they're incorporated into progressive drumming and jazz drumming, and that's
from Africa through.
Yeah. In fact,
Caribbean.
the notorious Ginger Baker that played for Cream, guy was a total asshole.
Redheaded
apparently.
guy?
Yeah.
Speaking of cream,
But he, right?
Yeah.
It's so creamy.
yeah,
I want to
you
pour
need some more,
over,
Ruben.
Like I want to pour it over a big old giant scoop
Oh,
of
my
Bluebell ice cream,
God.
vanilla ice cream. I just want to pour
That
that
would
over.
just that would cause you to die.
Or a brownie. Pour that over a brownie. Oh, my gosh.
But it's nice to hear the musical aspect incorporated into the history too. So I'm big on that.
That's the when you go to the history of what is called salsa, you have all those Afro-Caribbean rhythms. So it's Afro-Caribbean because you have the African with the Spanish, a little bit of the native instrumentation with rhythms, and then you add a little bit of the New York aspect of it.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of New York jazz probably.
Yeah.
And then you have the Cuban, you have the Puerto Rican, and that merge into what is called salsa.
Yeah. Like you can't hear these rhythms and beats and not move your hips a little bit. Like you don't have a soul if that music doesn't move you a little bit. There's something wrong with it.
Yeah. Yes.
How was Puerto Rico? It was settled by Spaniards, by the Spanish?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there was
For the most part.
there were indigenous people there before, surely?
So Puerto Rico is a very interesting melting pot because it's not only that we are, native Spanish, African, and American. Puerto Rico is there, very coveted by pirates. So in this book, he talks about
Name
how he the first Bible.
You're not going to read that, Chance.
Well, no, but I want him to name the author. Who authored
So
it?
this is Angel Gutierrez.
Okay.
So he talks about how the first Bible that arrived to Puerto Rico, non-Catholic Bible, was brought by an English pirate. So the first Bible without what is called the Deuterocanonical books was brought to Puerto Rico by an English pirate. We have an area in Puerto Rico where there is kind of French-Italian last names. Fraticelli, Romanelli, and all that. So there is really, really, really an influence from a lot of areas in Puerto Rico. The Canary Islands have, we have genes from the Canary Islands, Spain, Africa, and then you have the Dutch, the English from England, and the French pirates also influenced in Puerto Rico. So we have, I think it's the location. We have a lot of different aspects. So we are similar to Cuba because there was a very close relationship, Cuba, Puerto Rico, during the time of Spain, in that process of wanting to separate from Spain. But still we have unique features because of our location, because our closeness to Europe more than other countries.
Yeah. Why was it so valuable to pirates, do you think?
Second?
Why was it so valuable to pirates? Why was Puerto Rico a big hub for pirates?
The location, they were in a sense working for the empire. So the empire, the English empire, will send pirates to try to take over without invading, spending all the money.
These
It
guys
was like the original.
don't work for us, but they're really working for us.
The original CIA.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Independent contractor.
Yeah.
Working
there you go.
the underground.
The mercenaries, but hired by the state.
to control.
Not on the payroll, but on the payroll.
trying to undermine a place's capitalism and their economy and their market as a nation building tool.
Yeah. Also, the location of the island and the steel gold was, the steel richness in Puerto Rico, and the location of the island. You take over. Now you have a springboard to get money or riches from anywhere else in the Americas.
Man, so why do you think it's important for people to understand something like Puerto Rican history and all the rapid changes that have happened? I say this, rapid changes that have happened over the past few centuries. To leave an identityless kind of nation.
Let's start with the example of our Spanish is different from the Spanish of the rest of the world. So you don't make the mistake of trying to mock a Puerto Rican Spanish, because you know that Puerto Rican Spanish is a mix of more than just English, native, and African Spanish. As we said, we have our R's are from the throat. So I'm not really Reinaldo, I will be Reinaldo.
Yeah, I could never say that.
So it's a guttural R. Well, that's kind of a Middle Eastern influence. Probably the Italian influence too, and a little bit of the French influence.
Doc can speak Italian.
No, not like that.
Sometimes it's French.
So I had to react to this guy who said Puerto Rico cannot be independent. Look at us, Cubans. We are barely have shoes, and basically saying that the Puerto Rican that will want to be an independent. He started by saying, the day you have to take a boat to get out of your land, that is the day that you should. And I said, dude, you are demonstrating how ignorant you are of the history of Puerto Rico and what Puerto Ricans have to go through. Why are there about 8 million Puerto Ricans in the States and 3.5 in the island? We have to leave the island.
Wow. Yeah, that's an important point.
So I had to leave. I want to leave the island. I want to stay in Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is very slow paced.
Yeah.
Here is.
You aren't joking. I mean, you're in the middle of it when you're in Dallas or Plano or even Saginaw. We are in a hyper paced location, and even if you drive 40 minutes west of here, outside of that Metroplex corridor, life slows down. And that translates to any major metropolitan area, because it's just business. And that's it. That's what drives everything. It's not to, put fault on it, but it's, but if you can have a nation that has that kind of lifestyle and still have a great GDP that supports you, then hell, why not?
Yeah, but you can't. They're all moving away.
Yeah,
they're all moving.
That's a problem.
Towards the hyper pace.
So in the situation of independence, what would be the driving GDP? Tourism and, well, obviously sugarcane still there, but you would like to see a resurgence of tobacco and coffee.
And we have so Puerto Rico had until the 90s what was called a tax code 936, where companies will go to Puerto Rico and they will install there, and they will not pay federal taxes.
They couldn't vote, but they didn't have to pay federal taxes.
But American companies went to Puerto Rico. Intel went to Puerto Rico.
Really?
And when the code expired, Intel left. Well, Intel left. What about the space that they were using? So
employees.
What these politicians did was to blame each other for the 936 code expiring, instead of saying, we have an engineering school here. We have 2 engineering school, by the way, 3 engineering school. Why don't we start making computer chips? And instead of Intel, give it a name.
Yeah.
It didn't happen. So in that dependence that Puerto Ricans have, government-wise, they don't think about going beyond. Now, some people said, those guys in Denver are making craft beer. I'm going to start making beer.
Sure.
So Puerto Rican, so this is one of the craft beer.
I was wanting to ask you about that shirt.
Ocean Lab, that is in San Juan. They have a blood orange beer that it's
it sounds good.
awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, these guys are doing well, but there are other craft beer companies that try to develop. Puerto Rico has the highest tax on craft beer in the nation.
Even though it's a revenue stream for the nation.
These politicians in Puerto Rico, they see all these businesses, growing and the possibility of business, and instead of empowering those businesses,
they take away from them.
They take away from them.
Yeah, are they in the pocket of bigger businesses?
Yeah.
Is that why?
Yeah, very likely.
So my question is I know you talked a little about when America came in, you feel like it kind of screwed up Puerto Rico a little bit. So two-part question of where would Puerto Rico be in your mind today if America never showed up on your front door? And then two, what would Puerto Rico look like if America just walked away completely?
Walking away will screw up Puerto Rico because we depend on the United States a lot for a lot of things. A transition will help Puerto Rico. I'm going to give you an example. The Dominican Republic have had economical growth in the last 15 years that it surpasses Puerto Rico by 4%. So every time it's like 2, 3, 4%.
How are they? What are they growing with? Just population, or
the Dominican Republic? It's I don't know about their economy that much, but they have a good tourism. I think that they still produce sugar.
Okay.
Baseball player. No.
Yeah, there's a lot of them, man. There's.
But they produce.
Yeah.
And Puerto Rico, it's stagnant for the last 20 years. So when the United States came in and took over Puerto Rico from Spain, Puerto Rico had a semi-independent government. Puerto Rico had their own currency when the United States came in. Puerto Rico was growing financially because Spain was contributing. It was helping. So Spain did not leave. Well, okay, you want to be independent? Go. So that's what the autonomous letters are. It's a two-way relationship. It was a real commonwealth. Puerto Rico is supposed to be a commonwealth of the United States. It's a unilateral relationship. There was a governor who went to Japan, Germany, and another country and had deals with them under Bush father. When he came back to Puerto Rico, Baker was the Secretary of State, called him and said, you see all those contracts that you got with these 3 countries? Give it to me.
Yeah.
That's trash. You cannot do that. So trade, we cannot trade. We have to use the most expensive marine merchant in the world, that is the American one. When Toyota make boats and they ship the boats, they come through the Panama Canal. Puerto Rico is there.
Yeah.
No, they come to Florida. We have to get the cars from Florida and pay all that.
To move them back to
taxes.
Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
So Puerto Rico needs ports.
We have ports.
Oh, they're there. Yeah. They're just ignored.
Yeah. Well, we have ports, but we cannot use anybody to deliver anything but the American Merchant Marine.
That sounds very convoluted.
During Maria, if you go online during Maria, I think it's the Jones Law that Puerto Ricans wanted the federal government to put a pause on during Maria so Puerto Rico could recover.
Yeah.
Nothing. Biden promised to bring this boat that had a power plant, and then that boat was going to be there connected to the Puerto Rican grid while Puerto Rico could fix the power plant. Empty promise. Now
he probably forgot that. Probably forgot that promise.
Primaries come in, and they go and they They get out of Puerto Rico with millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Millions of dollars. And they talk about Puerto Rico should be independent and we're going to give the independence to Puerto Rico. And they win and they forget.
Forget all about you. Yeah.
That's about normal.
Oh, dude, it's crazy. I'm listening to all this, and I'm trying to think like what changes the geopolitical situation in Puerto Rico, and one fact that kind of hangs up in here is that there's 8.5 million Puerto Ricans that are living off the island and only 3.5 on it, and one thing about Puerto Ricans, Cubans being very similar, is they carry a love for their country, but they're out of their country producing support for that country. Will that eventually that well of support lift up Puerto Rico? In the geopolitical situation? That's a tough question.
Yeah,
but I listened to what you're saying, and that's what I'm imagining is all these people in the United States that are in better paying jobs who have family in Puerto Rico. Maybe they're just trying to get their family out of Puerto Rico, but maybe they're trying to fix the situation in Puerto Rico.
It's very difficult because of the obstacles that the same government imposes.
Yeah.
You can go to Puerto Rico and you will be able to invest in Puerto Rico faster and easier than me as a Puerto Rican.
Wow.
There is a law that is trying to motivate American investors to go, so you don't pay certain amount of taxes.
Well, then you just got to play the game. So therefore, you are our lobbyist for Puerto Rico, and then you get to take our money and do what you want.
I'm thinking about going back as an American.
Yeah, that's the game to play,
when
right?
I go back, go back as an American.
Can I add? I think I understand your question because what's happening in Puerto Rico happens in Africa similarly because I think it's on purpose. Because if you have a lot of your population working outside of the country, making money, and some African countries, I would even maybe say Puerto Rico, the amount of people sending money back for the GDP of that country, then the government takes that or taxes it.
Wow.
Because they know they can't produce it in country with 3.5 million people. So you want people to go out somewhere. So you don't really have to do anything to develop your country.
Yeah.
Because the people are going out and developing
it can be
else and then
corrupt
money back.
You want it to almost be a little corrupt. So
by the time the money's gone back to your family in their pockets, it's probably lost 70% of its value through government interventions.
And you quell any type of
fascinating
protest. Imagine if you had 8 million Puerto Ricans in Puerto Rico with those 3.5 million.
Yeah.
Now you got bigger voices. You got individuals locally. You got people who can actually do. But the less amount of people, then you're gonna be able to hold power.
I mean, you're talking like the United States might be guilty of doing stuff like that.
Well,
that's a big conspiracy.
Political forces.
Yes, it's the elites.
Yeah. It exists in policy. It's like, okay, policy has to be designed in order to prevent these forces. Otherwise, these forces will overtake policy.
Right. I'm totally being facetious, by the way.
No, I got you.
We know exactly what's going on.
I thought you were being serious.
No.
Sorry, bro.
And that is the thing that for somebody like me, I love the American culture. I love the American way. And Texas, I loved being in Texas. I was helping this guy who is putting fences. He's the guy who does everything.
Contractor,
handyman.
Okay,
and then he had a business building fences. We went to the city of Murphy to get a permit to build a fence, and we were there for 20 minutes.
Boom, boom.
Yeah, we tried to do that in Puerto Rico. You build the fence first, and maybe.
I mean, indicator that takes at least a week. I'm just saying.
That is also a strategy too. Like actions first, consequences later.
But United States have two faces.
Yeah, definitely.
The internal way and the government is awesome, except for California, Chicago, and New York. it's phenomenal, and the people are great, and you hang out with people and very very giving, and the regular American is giving. It's the zipper that you see here when in traffic, you go first, you go second, you will not see that in Puerto Rico. I go first, I go second, and you have to drive. You have to keep pushing your car to get in line. So somebody who loves their car more than you, then they will stop, and then you can go in. But here is you, and I admire all these things.
It's
and
the same way in Africa. They don't know what a speed limit is. It's 80 miles an hour or faster.
Texas, crazy. You go 80 now?
Yeah, but our roads are
287.
800 feet wide.
True.
Africa, man, we had a double-decker bus pass us on barely a 2-lane road.
Yeah.
And we were going 80 mile an hour.
Yeah.
And it's big old bus.
I tell you one thing, Heath, I'm a much better driver than you because I lived in that shit.
Yeah, you know, Joe, bro. You had to be. It's crazy.
But the thing is that then you have the foreign policies of the United States are in total contradiction to what the United States is. And with the whole thing of immigration, that's what I tell my American friends. Well, tell your politician to get out, especially of Hispanic America. Get out of Hispanic America, and you will see how less people will come in. I spoke with a Mexican who told me, have you ever seen a doctor cross the border? Have you ever seen a Mexican or a Guatemalan lawyer cross the border, accountant cross the border? No, it's the people who are impoverished by the same policies that the United States and those countries have. And it's total contradiction. You go back to the Iran-Contra scandal. You have all these issues in Colombia with the more war they do in Colombia, the more drugs come into the United States.
It's funny how that works. Like Mexican cartel violence. Mexico's got its own corruption issues, but how many millions of guns were just handed over to be traced? Remember that? Warp Speed. Well, no, it wasn't Warp Speed. It was an Obama op that they just gave over millions of guns to cartels, and all of a sudden
Warp Speed, that was similar.
That was
in the Middle East, right?
No, Warp Speed was recent with Trump. That was the the vax.
Oh, okay. I
don't remember. I'll think of it.
You have the issue of Afghanistan too.
That's a mess.
They gave a bunch of weapons to Afghanistan to fight Russia, and then came back and bit the United States in the butt.
Yeah, and we were in that country for over 20 years, and now the Taliban have total control. It's like we were never there.
Yeah,
we were never there. Let's talk about tourism. And when I hear people talk about Puerto Rico, I hear people err on the side of caution. Like you talk about big cities like San Juan, but they say just watch out because I guess it's got some. Now this is hearsay. I've not been. I've never seen it in person. So you're the closest person I have. Is it safe? Oh, you've been. Is it safe?
It's complete. There are issues like in every
big city. Yeah.
So you go to San Juan. San Juan will have places that you should not go.
Yeah.
The rest of the island, I haven't seen any. I cannot say that there's anything different from you going to a town and hanging out in a neighborhood that is drug-stricken.
Yeah.
Don't get there. But I've never been robbed in Puerto Rico. 28 years.
Did you get robbed in Dallas?
In Fort Worth.
Oh, Fort Worth? Really?
Not me. Somebody broke into my car.
Dang.
But funny thing is that
step it up, Fort Worth.
Probably a junkie so they opened that glove compartment and tried to find money there when the money was in a different compartment and they didn't look there.
Because yeah.
So in Dallas, I was living when I was studying in Dallas. I was living in the second floor of a church that was in a very bad neighborhood.
Yeah.
And what happened is that I left change exposed and they broke the window and took the change.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't ever think of that, leaving change exposed. I mean,
Yeah, that's
but
so. Puerto Rico is the same thing. But if you stay in San Juan and you go to the wrong place, you're probably gonna get.
Know your surroundings, yeah.
But-
well, my dad had a house over here in the middle of this farm, and he got robbed. Some crackhead was making the rounds of all these rural houses at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. Oh, the truck door's open. Oh, he's an old redneck. He's got a gun in here. Well, gun stolen. Yeah.
Yeah, nothing different.
So you're saying not to go to San Juan. Where should we go?
go to San Juan, but if it looks a little sketch, don't go there.
Find somebody that knows to be your guide.
Yeah. So you can still go to Old San Juan. There are places in Old San Juan that there is bars open and parties and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you can go to there's a town called Rincon that has another phenomenal brewery, craft beer, and they have their own restaurant. And man, you go to downtown of Rincon, and it's awesome.
I'm
you
pretty
spend
sure
hours hanging out. There's the nice thing is that English is spoken. There's Americans that have moved there, so you will sit and you will meet people speak English, Spanish. Now you get that new melting pot.
Yeah.
And you sit outside and you hang out and you're drinking beer and talking. The same thing we have the whole southern part of Puerto Rico. That's where I hang out.
Yeah.
So I go to Ponce. Juanadillas have a cigar lounge. Juanadillas is next to Ponce. Ponce has another one. You go hang out there. Then there's in the western part is Cabo Rojo.
Yeah.
So you have Mayagüez, you have Cabo Rojo, Rincon, Aguadilla. That sea of the western part of Puerto Rico. It's what I love to go to.
I want to give a shout out to Orocovis because that's where my brother, his wife is from Orocovis.
Okay.
And so we went for his wedding, I think in March. And exactly to Ray's point, like San Juan, yeah, that's all tourist. But if you want to really discover the country, the island,
go
to other places. And so when we went into Orocovis, it was completely different. It reminded me a lot of Africa. It was like I saw a guy sitting out in front of a local store there, or just enjoying. I wanted to go down and hang with them. And they have the restaurants, as you were saying, local.
Yeah.
The roads are very narrow. The people are welcoming, and just a completely different aspect of the.
Okay.
So all my people in Orocovis, because I'm Afro Puerto Rican now. So
That's right, you are
I'm going
married into that.
Yeah.
So one thing is, to Ruben's point is that you have what is called chinchorros. What keep a lot of Puerto Ricans in Puerto Rico, the way to forget how bad things can be sometimes. So chinchorros are like establishments. They sell alcohol and they sell what we call frituras. It's fried Puerto Rican food, like finger food.
Yes, sir.
Man, you go to these places and people are sitting there at the sidewalk.
Yeah.
And you walk in and you say hello, and somebody's gonna strike a conversation with you in Spanish plus English, broken English. Somebody will try to talk to you, and that is what Puerto Rico is about.
They want you there.
Yeah, the crime happens everywhere.
Yeah.
We are very friendly and open to meet new people.
Okay.
And I worked in Puerto Rico in a school that was an English-based school. So this school will come to the States and hire teachers. And I made friends with this guy from Minnesota. And when his time was up, he told me, I came here to try to learn Spanish. And dadgammit, I didn't learn a word. Because he will go to Burger King to try to order in Spanish.
Yeah.
And the cashier will speak English to him.
So he didn't even have an opportunity.
Yeah.
So my wife don't listen to these podcasts, so I can ask this. So what's the ladies like in Puerto Rico?
Now we're all in trouble.
The best.
Guilty by association here.
Puerto
Thanks, bro.
Rican women are out of the sphere.
You don't want to piss them off, though.
You
You don't want to piss them off.
Yeah. You don't want to
Did you have you?
Yeah,
hold on.
They got a little temper.
Did you? How do you know
Yeah.
this? Do we have some experience in
I'm just imagining.
pissing off Puerto Rican ladies?
No. I'm just imagining. It's like that's that. Well,
You're making a blanket assertion for
yeah, maybe
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
blanket assertion. It's
How
like
racist.
Latin women, from really Latin places.
Spicy.
Yeah, spicy.
That's the spice. That's the spice.
He learned this. He learned this when his time on the beach when he was yelling at the lady to cook his
it's
fish.
not any different in Africa. It's
she
the
got
same
mad
thing,
at him.
right?
Yeah, but I think there's a distinction a little bit. I would say there's a lot of humbleness, especially you go village. There's a different cultural aspect than I would say.
In Puerto Rico, you have
yeah.
you have that American influence.
Yeah.
The Puerto Rican women is a little bit more like,
Yeah.
you're not gonna tell me what to do.
Yeah. For example, Uganda, they're one of the most politest people in Africa. So you
Until Doc comes along and pisses him off.
I tell you this, now we're talking about that. You go to Puerto Rico with your wife, wear sunglasses.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about, Ray.
I wear those sunglasses.
No.
That if you're gonna look, because they're beautiful.
We can confirm. We can neither confirm or deny anything.
I got it.
Puerto Rican women are beautiful.
When there's great episode name. When there's Puerto Rican women, wear your sunglasses.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the scope of that, I'm glad you kind of went down that trail because I wanted to ask about like corporatization. Like, is it mostly mom and pop small business there, or is it like if you go to Cozumel, you're going to go stay at the freaking Hilton in Cozumel, an American corporate entity, 800 miles across the Gulf in a different country? Is it?
You will make a mistake if you go to Puerto Rico and you stay in a hotel like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because we have what we call paradores.
How do you spell that?
Paradores.
Paladores.
And also you have now with Airbnb,
Yeah.
you have Airbnbs as well.
Yes.
But before Airbnb, I'm from the time before Airbnb. I never been in an Airbnb in Puerto Rico, but I stayed in paradores, and they're like small hotels.
Okay.
Do not stay in a motel in Puerto Rico.
Okay.
Motels in Puerto Rico are different from here.
Okay.
Okay.
Are they paid by the hour? Or?
Yeah, those
Okay. Okay.
that open the garage door. Okay.
Okay.
So, but the equivalent of a motel will be a parador,
Okay.
and you pay way less than a hotel.
Yeah.
You still get. I stayed in a parador in Rincon, and the power went off, and me and my brother couldn't sleep. I went with my brother. We got into TripAdvisor. We found a place on the town north of where we were staying, and it was like a surf house. So this guy will take you. He had a van, and he will take you to the beach to surf.
Oh.
And the food he had for breakfast, he had like a super buffet there with all sorts of things.
Yeah.
Coffee, all sorts of bread, and ham and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
You didn't have me at surfing, but you had me at the food.
so and again, those chinchorros are almost everywhere in Puerto Rico.
That's my ideal. Like if I'm traveling to a foreign country, I want to be like where I can contribute to the locality, to the small mom and pop industry, the small business. But I'm also, as somebody who's never been there, I'm also scared of like, am I going to get myself in a bad situation? Am I going to get myself into a situation where like these people are like, oh, these dumb tourists, they're back. I don't want to be in that. I want to be in somewhere where like they're glad I'm there and I'm glad to be getting to know them.
For the most part, I doubt that somebody's going to look at you and say, hey, here is this, naive gringo. Let me take advantage of him. Okay. I doubt it.
That's awesome. Because you don't get to take that risk when you go stay in a corporate entity somewhere.
Sure.
Or a accommodation somewhere. And that's understandable to a degree, but then you also miss out on the country that you're in too.
Yeah.
How does a white tourist get around in Puerto Rico?
The what?
How does a white tourist get around in Puerto
white
Rico?
tourist?
The gringo.
Yeah, us, gringo. Yeah.
Man, you go.
Yeah.
You
Like
you rent the car.
So you just show up at the airport.
Get
and then
in
you
the
can,
airport and get Google Maps.
Are you afraid they don't have GPS
Yeah,
there?
but what if you wreck the car? What if you rent the car, then you wreck the car?
That's-
Are you stuck in Puerto Rico?
No insurance. That's why you
Yeah,
got.
you got to get insurance.
You don't know about
Okay.
Bobby? You don't know about Bobby Knight? Now that
No.
you talk about stranded in Puerto Rico, Bobby Knight struck. I think a police officer.
Ooh.
Oh,
And he never went back to Puerto Rico, but he was never.
he
was
didn't-
never accountable for it.
He just they just
I'm not
they got
telling
him
you
out.
to do that.
You don't go to Puerto Rico
Don't
and
do
hit a
that
police
because
officer.
you never
Don't
know.
hit the cops.
But
Can you have firearms in Puerto Rico or no
that's
guns?
California.
California, yeah.
Yeah, don't do it.
I know a guy who is a soldier. It took him a long time to get a permit.
Maybe
to get
that'll-
his license.
Maybe that'll come with independence then. Do you have guns of your own here in
Yeah.
Texas? That's
Yeah.
my man. My
He
man.
did till he lost
I like
them.
that. He didn't even have to answer. He just
Yeah.
looked at
In the
you and
lake.
went,
I
Yeah.
was talking to Ruben earlier, and Ruben's like, "I have one." I'm like,
Yeah,
What?
you know,
I tell you this. I tell you
Just
this.
one?
I tell my students, you want to see my green card? Here's my green
Boom.
card.
Nice.
yeah. That's all.
Oh man.
All right, tell us, okay, because I want to tag them when we release the episode. But your shirt that you've got on, you were talking about a blood orange beer. So, are you friends with these guys, or just a fan of their
I'm a fan of the beer.
establishment?
Yeah.
Okay, it's
Local.
Ocean Lab
Ocean
Brewing.
Lab.
Okay,
Ocean Lab.
Yeah, we'll put it in the.
put in the notes to tag them, Clyde.
This is probably the beer that I drink when I go to Puerto Rico.
Okay,
I buy their beer, even though, it's probably $12 for more than $12 for a 6-pack because of those taxes.
But you're paying for something more than.
Oh, but the
Besides
beer
taxes.
is awesome.
what does a
Yeah.
6-pack cost here now? I don't know the last time I bought
It
one.
depends which
Depends on what
6-pack.
you get.
Okay, if you go buy a 6-pack of
No, it's still
Moon.
$150 pop.
Okay.
So it's less than 12, but
Okay.
they have to pay those taxes. So, but the beer is phenomenal, and they have their own establishment, so you can go to Ocean Lab, and then you drink the draft.
right out of the tap.
So you can go to the brewery and drink. You don't have to.
They have like a restaurant
Yeah.
Oh,
at
okay.
the
okay.
brewery, and you can go drink from
And
the tap.
where is that at?
This is in San Juan Condado, I think.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
So yeah, it's and the food they serve is very good too. So, and they have live music sometimes. So
We have to fulfill this request about cooking a pig in the ground.
Yeah.
When's the
Yeah.
optimal, like here
Now.
regionally? Now is the time to do it.
Yeah, because
You don't want to do it in the middle of July.
Well, yeah, because
No,
that's what I was going to say. It's not 115.
when we get to the 70s, 65, 70, we can.
It'll be
So January.
no, it's gonna be next.
No, it'll be 70
week.
tonight. Next
next
week.
month.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the perfect question.
Now you sound like Doc. It's the perfect
This
question.
is the most amazing
So
deep
no,
question I've
that's-
ever asked on
I
this show.
can't wait to hear what this is. It's like I'm so excited.
What's the perfect
Do you
question?
miss seasons when you're in the tropics like that?
Except
Or
the
do you
hurricane
seasons?
season.
Well, that's true.
There are no seasons.
Yeah, right. Do you
But-
prefer no seasons, or do you like?
I like so where I'm at where I am from, the mountains still goes down during December, goes
Okay.
down to 70s, and you get a little bit of
That's
cool
awesome.
cool air.
Yeah.
What I miss the most is December, and the airlines know tickets are very expensive, and I have only a 2-week vacation,
Okay.
so I haven't been in a Christmas, in a Puerto Rican Christmas in 20 years.
Is it a big celebration? I mean, it's a Christian.
That's the best time
Yeah,
to go.
okay.
That's the best time.
Hence
to
why
go.
it's hard
That's
to
where
get
you
there.
get the coquito. That's where you get the pitorro. That's where you get the most of the different cuisine made, and you can get it at the store.
Okay.
And
What is your absolute? If you're back at home, what is your favorite food? What if it's your last day on Earth and it's gonna last? The last thing you get to eat. What are you picking?
I'm gonna get half a pound of pig
Yeah.
with rice with pigeon peas, and we have this blood sausage that we call morcilla, and that will be and a beer.
So is there not a...
What are you laughing about?
I'm so freaking hungry now.
Is this your last day on earth?
Eat it up. Ruben's like, God dang, glutton, what the heck?
Is there not a Puerto Rican restaurant or facility in this neck of the woods?
Yeah.
Do they serve that? Do they serve that stuff?
That's a great question. Where do we find the Puerto Rican influence here?
There's one, I think it's called adobo in Arlington. We have something called empanadillas. There's one in, I think that's Plano, close to 121 in the Plano colony area.
Yeah.
So it's called the empanada joint. Our empanadas are different from the Argentinian and the Venezuelan and all that. There's another one, I don't remember what it is, but there's another Puerto Rican restaurant, and most of them are closer to you than to me. So I think there's one closer to Fort Worth. I think it's Hearst, Irving, Arlington, I don't remember.
There's a tough question. Can you taste the Puerto Rican in the Puerto Rican restaurant when you go?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
It's authentic.
Sounds good enough for me.
Our seasoning is not hot. It's in the salty part. So you know when the rice is well done because you get that punch of flavor. You know when a steak is well cooked. We make something with plantains called tostones. We pre-fry the plantain and then we smash it, and when we refry it, you know when it's well done because you get also a punch of flavor.
Yeah,
it's very our food is very flavorful. Very, very. Adobo has good food. It's in Irving, adobo.
Okay,
I've heard of that one.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure I've heard of adobo. But we need to look up Puerto Rican food and go try this out.
Oh yeah. Okay, so physics.
Go ahead.
Physics educate. Oh man, it's combinatorially explosive, right? Okay, so if we even begin to talk about physics education, you almost have to talk about education, and then physics. Okay, so I almost feel like we need to pick an angle, right? So what are you most interested in? Physics as a math, okay, or physics as a science, or education?
Both.
Oh my gosh!
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Politicians want to keep people stupid. You agree with me?
Yes, 100%.
So physics was mandatory for about 3 years. What do you think they took it out of the curriculum to be mandatory?
I have my
physics
ideas.
Required so many skills, and you develop so many skills thinking wise that it's not convenient for a this is my theory, it's not convenient for a politician to keep it there. That's the difficulty of physics. I tell my students, this is not like a history class. You talk about the Civil War today and tomorrow you forget about it. You cannot cram in my class. Can't cram. And my class is not highly mathematical. So I teach what is called on-level physics. So the best you require is algebra 2. So you don't need pre-calculus or calculus. You know, calculus was invented to explain physics.
Sure.
So you have to know how to read properly. You need to know how to conceptualize properly. You need to know how to put A, B, and C together. And my students are not trained to do that.
Sure.
They're not trained. We had a test recently, and there was a question with two vehicles. One had more mass than the other. Who will have the highest acceleration? Something like that is the question. Well, the relationship between acceleration and mass is an inverse relationship.
Right.
So the car with less mass should accelerate more. Most missed questions. One of the most missed questions.
People choose the one with more mass?
Yeah. So they did a lab with this where they had to write down, and they wrote it down. But then the relationship, they don't. They're not trained. I don't blame the students.
They're just seeing it as letters on a page.
Yeah.
Not even variables, letters.
Yeah.
And we don't do a very good job of that here.
Yeah. there is, well, when I was teaching in Dallas, they had what I consider a phenomenal idea to have the teams of teachers, instead of being of the same subject, the team was the different subjects. So they had the same students with the same teachers. And I will have to sit with the English teacher, their math teacher, their history teacher. First day I sat down, so what do you teach? Physics. Oh my God, I cannot do physics. The English teacher.
Yeah.
And in my mind, I'm like, what kind of a teacher are you? Because I can teach English. I can teach Spanish.
Right.
I can teach history.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm an educator. You tell me what you need. And I'm not confident teaching calculus. But hey, give me a month and I will teach it. So what I told this teacher is, you need to know physics. Just give your students a reading on a physics concept and have them do the English.
Yeah, that's right.
With that. Oh my God, no, and complaining. So you have that too. The refusal on some educators to go and explore different subjects. So my students come to me with that inability to do inferences, to put things together, to make a clear claim, reason through that, the evidence, have evidence and reason through that evidence. And I can't do it, but I wish I could get a tweet from all these fools that are on Twitter and put it on the board and say, hey, that's a claim. Find evidence and reason through the evidence and prove that is right or wrong.
Yeah. I've often wondered if part of the problem with the American education system is that we force specialization so early. You know, it's people who don't like math don't engage with math in a way that they might like math later on. They just go towards language arts.
That's a good point.
And then it creates this like division.
The biggest lie that I hear from my students, and I don't know who tell them, science is not my thing.
I know, right?
And I tell them English was not my thing.
But you learned it.
And here I am speaking English to you. And I have a master's degree where I had to learn 2 languages, do grammar, do grammatical analysis, and all sorts of linguistic interactions. You say that science is not for you. That's a cheap excuse for you not to engage and have the work ethic to do what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
And I bet that is either a relative or even a teacher that say, well, maybe science is not for you. And I call BS on that.
BS.
Definitely.
Totally.
There is a study that I've been a teacher for 20 years and I've had only 2 good professional developments. The rest, garbage, waste of time. But one of them is about a study done in a school where they took these 5th graders and they divided them. And they gave them the same math problem. Group A were praised by their work. Good job. You see what working hard does for you? The group B were praised by their person. You are smart. Look at this. You're smart. You're good. Group A moved to more difficult problems. Group B stopped when things got hard. And that's what it's called fixed mindset versus growth mindset.
Yeah.
So a teacher, and now that it's a punch in the gut for me, when a teacher says, I have smart kids, and I say, nobody's smart.
Sure.
We become smart. And I tell my students, you become smart by your dedication and your hard work. So I had students who, I want to get out of my class. Science is not my thing. I said, it's not that science is not your thing. It's that you're not willing. to put the effort into doing this.
Yeah. It's not where you're at; it's where you're headed.
Yeah. And failure is important. I will. If I were a millionaire, I told a class a couple of days ago. If I were a millionaire, I will not give a test.
Mm-hmm.
I will teach as a millionaire, and I will not give a test. I will invest a lot of money on science equipment,
Mm-hmm.
and I will make boxes, and I will go, okay, here you have a box. Build me something. Apply all these physics laws to what you have in the box, and bring me a report. I will not test.
I would do more
To me,
for
test-
education.
To me, tests are a waste of time.
Tests are just like memory tests. Like, how good can you memorize this? Whereas it seems like you're encouraging critical thinking, adaptive thinking.
And the thing is that in science, when you test, you have either right or wrong.
Mm-hmm.
In science, there's no right or wrong. So it's a wrong message. Because in science, it's either true or false.
That's a big distinction.
So I drop a pencil, I let go of a pencil, and it falls down all the time. So it is true that it's falling down all the time. And I go, well, there has to be something bringing that pencil to the floor. I'm going to call it gravity.
Mm-hmm.
And if you analyze, it took centuries before somebody challenged that law.
Yeah.
Einstein challenged the law. Did he said the law is wrong? No, he said the details of the law are wrong. And he then have a different approach to the law of gravity, where massive objects bend the space, and by bending the space, attract the other objects. So, but still, you have a something that is true. If I let go of a pencil, will it hit the floor? Yes. How many times? All the time. So that is true. False is, if I let it go, will it float? No, that is false. So you can make the distinction. But when you give a test where you have the right and wrong thing, it sends a wrong message. That's why you have all these evolutionists dying on a theory. And saying that the theory of evolution it's true. It's not true.
Yeah.
It's pending.
Yeah.
You cannot say it's true. It's pending. We don't know. That there are aspects of the theory that have been proven consistently, maybe. Though that part, you can say, yeah, that's true. But you cannot say the rest.
I think I get what you're saying, and it's something like, even with students, as with theories, you have an orientation, but you don't have a discrete place. It's now, not to get to the uncertainty principle, but it's almost like that. Okay, what I'm saying is like, okay, students learn, okay, but a test puts a stop in their learning.
Yes.
Okay, theories.
Yeah, theories
are
require
true.
Description. Like, you have to flush it out with other words and explanation. A test with right or wrong doesn't require
reformation.
that.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting.
And that's the other thing, the whole thing of the uncertainty principle and the new physics. How they what was the springboard to that? Springboard to that was let's say it was a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
With the ultraviolet catastrophe, they're like, why isn't this? We expect this to happen. Why isn't that happening? And then that triggered people to answer that question, and led to the reality that microscopic parts don't behave like microscope. The electron and the protons, they don't behave the same way that a car and we behave. And you have now the electron with a duality, and led to all this new physics that if you don't have the open mind to accept, we will be still in Newtonian physics completely, and we wouldn't have a cell phone or a tablet, because that's what led to the study
electronics of today.
The electronics of today are the result of all the equipment that was built to try to explain how the microscopic particles behave.
Yeah.
Have you? Yeah. I can't remember the name of the test, but it fascinates me, and it's the measurement of light. But on the is it the quantum realm where the test was at some point light
slit experiment?
Yes, the slit experiment. Thank you. Light stops being a wave when it's observed and becomes a particle, or maybe I have that backwards.
Yeah. Both.
Yeah. But it's the observer that causes it to change.
Mm-hmm.
Or the fact that it knows it is, whether it's a person looking at it or a camera or some measurable device.
Yeah, it depends where you are observing the light. If it goes through a slit, it behaves. It have the behavior of a particle.
Mm-hmm.
So you shoot an electron through a slit, it's going to have the same behavior that if you're shooting a ray of light through that same slit.
Right.
It will create the same pattern.
Yes.
So that depends where you are.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It is.
Now, my question is why do we ever need to know that?
That was okay.
Well, it's the nature of discovery.
Can I branch on your question, because it is an important question? Because even last week, my girl, we're going through algebra. I homeschool.
Double slit experiment is what it's called. Double slit.
We're going through algebra, and I'm trying to explain, this concept, in this case, linear equations, and why you have slope intercept form, and then why there's a graphical representation of two variables, and they ask this important question that they've asked over and over, and I would say Mom and I have not figured this out, like how to actually answer this question. And it's like, why do I even need to know this? Why do I need to know it?
I have a response for that.
Please.
So I like to run, okay? And you have two approaches to running. I buy nice shoes, tie them up, take off, okay? Or you run a couple of days a week and lift weights a couple of days a week. And you go, why do I need to lift weights? Because that prepares your body to be a better runner. And you decrease the number of injuries. We don't use algebra, the double slit experiment in daily life. But going through the process of thinking through things, expand your brain, gets stronger, and then you get prepared to think through other things that are real life stuff. I know people that the car don't start, and they call a mechanic, or they call the wreck when it's just check the battery. Okay.
Yeah.
So thinking through things, you develop the ability to think critically better about everything around you. That can be from trying to fix the faucet dripping, to trying to figure out how to buy a pair of shoes. Vote.
Yeah. Yes.
So it's not about the details of it. It's about what that develops in you.
True.
And discovery.
Sounds like a bit of a loaded question. Have we done a disservice by putting an end on school? It's like it's so when I'm looking at you as well. We've put an end. We've called it 12th grade or graduation, and then we tacked college, and then it's like for some people they go through and then they go to college, and then there's an end on college. There's a degree, and in a sense we've like stopped education, or we put a discrete end on education. And so
but that doesn't mean you have to stop.
I know, but we don't really promote that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go simpler. I think summer is a disservice. Summer vacation.
Amen to that. Jeez.
I would
Yeah.
I would not have a summer vacation.
That's an interesting philosophy. So you would just keep school.
100% agree.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, lots of countries do year-round school. So
Okay.
they'll go and they just divide it up.
Yeah.
Where like you do 6 weeks, maybe 2 weeks off, but you do that the entire year. And maybe in December you get the entire month. But you
Yeah.
don't get like 3 blocks of the month.
It's like the whole
year. That
Okay.
doesn't exist.
quarter of the
So-
year.
So you divide it in a way that still goes, and maybe you get a month in there where you can take a full thing, but
Yeah.
you're never going to get 3
Yeah.
full consecutive months.
So the disservice is everything that they've gained kind of sloughs off during that
Yeah.
that long
They stop.
period.
Cool,
They
yeah.
stop.
Okay.
You stop learning
Because
for
most
a
teachers will
period.
tell you, I got to spend the first 2 to 3 months helping them remember what they learned. Like, I got to spend all that time
Yeah.
teaching again before I can add any new concepts.
That's a great point. I've not thought about it from that
And I think
perspective.
summer was for a break for the kids to go prepare the land.
Yeah.
True.
That's the true nature.
We're not in a farming.
Oh, that was the way it was here, especially with football and coaches. It was like once you're out for summer break, you get in the hayfield, start loading hay bales, and yeah, that was like then 2-a-days start.
And now it's just so the teachers won't commit suicide from dealing with all their shitty kids.
Yeah, here.
Well, okay, so this is hard. Used to life taught you.
Say again?
It was so hard he didn't even understand it.
I know, right? Okay, so there was a time where life was a lesson teacher, and arguably, at least in the modern society I know, the modern American metropolis. I can't even
Yep.
say it.
Metropolis.
Yes, that.
It's on the sign back here.
Life is not a teacher. You know, it's like you learn who to call when you need, or not even who to call, who to like text.
Yeah,
or
but that's nobody's
what app
fault.
to
That's
order your
nobody's fault but
Chick-fil-A
our
on.
own.
Yeah, but
That's nobody's
Other than
fault
that-
but our own.
there's no lesson.
That's nobody's fault but your own.
Yeah. I mean,
It's our fault.
it's not untrue.
Yeah.
Okay,
'cause,
what
I mean,
you
we
say.
can still go teach our kids
But our
the
kids
lessons.
Okay, but our kids don't even know that it's important to know that life teaches lessons.
I guess back where you're saying is it was just almost mandatory that it was going to teach you the lesson
Yeah,
back in the day.
back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it starts with the idea that failing is not acceptable, and you have, as an educator, you have schools promoting that. When failure is the most important part of life,
Oh, that's a
so we
really
don't teach students how to fail.
profound thought.
We don't teach students how to fail. You are in this education system that if a student fails that test, that
Yeah, start
test, it's whose fault it is. It's my fault as an educator. So there's no way to take that kid who failed that START test and go with him in a process of lifting him, taking him from that failure up. We go straight to the school is underperforming. The state's gonna take over, and that's part of the whole thing of making robots and making factory workers
Yeah.
out of school. So Texas schools are 3 things: factory worker maker, football farm for colleges, and a daycare.
Wow. Yeah.
That's pretty profound.
That's what we are.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. So parents just in the daycare aspect, it's just a place for parents to dump their kids off.
Yeah.
The parents don't have an action or care of what goes on inside those school walls as long as the kids are there. Huh. Oof. Yeah.
It's rather deep.
How do you where's the redemption in that? How do you change that cyclical?
You kill the test.
Yeah.
No more test. And the other thing is let students go through a process of failing,
Yeah.
and then make them accountable. You have to make up this work that you missed. You failed the first quarter of physics. You have to now go into I don't know, a learning lab where you have to recover that missing understanding.
So if I'm hearing you right, like that's what you would teach is there is a way life goes on and there's the next step. If you fail, it's not the end of everything. You can pick yourself back up and start over. But that's not taught. The human instinct is anything that goes wrong, we still feel like it's a life-ending situation. That's how we treat it.
Mm-hmm.
So as an educator, it's our or as a parent, it's our responsibility to say, it's okay to fail. You're going to fail. You can correct that, and you can go on and learn from it.
Yeah,
Well, I like to add to that, Chance. That's a very good point, because we've talked, and how you bring your own characteristics into the classroom. And you show us examples of showing compassion around testing failures, around particular family dynamics that happen to your students. And that's the way to that question, you shape your class and you shape your students. Because you speak to that. I think it goes on to what Chance is asking.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to be conscientious of this stuff as a fairly new parent.
Yeah.
That I can interpret this in my own methods at home too. Like when it comes to my daughter or my future son, like, you're gonna mess up, you're gonna fail.
Yeah.
It's not my job to stop you. It's my job to stop you from doing something that is life-ending, or would be the blame for taking somebody else's life. That's where I stop in. But I can't always be your safety net. I have to let you stumble and fail, but also be there to mentor you in picking yourself back up.
So the reason why, I never spanked my kids. If I did, probably once both. I have 2 daughters. Because, I spank you, what is that, 5 minutes of pain, you cry, and then you go back and do the same thing. I made them pay consequences for their actions.
Okay.
So at 5 years of age, it's that blanket or that doll that they hug and they don't let go. I will take that.
Yeah.
And that you no longer have access to it.
Yeah.
And I consistently told my daughters, every action has a consequence. Can be positive, can be negative. Make the right choice.
Okay.
And my young daughter was more into, took her longer to make right decisions. So she paid more. And I took from the doll to the Wi-Fi to the phone. So I have students who you'd send an email home, your child has been on the phone all this time, and the student comes back with the phone the next day. Parents don't do.
They probably never even read the email.
Oh, I got parents going like, oh yeah, I'll talk to my kid,
okay.
and then the next
nothing.
day I go,
Where's the consequences?
Yeah. So there are no consequences.
Daycare.
So
Back to being a daycare. Yeah. Teacher can handle it. Send them away.
yeah.
Man, okay, so what advice would you have for somebody besides that? Okay, so you said, like, let her fail, but
To a degree. You can't let them fail or let them make a mistake that harms them or harms somebody else.
yeah, but you can kind of create the microenvironment for failure. That's what I hear you saying is to, and failure is not failure. Okay, so failure is just kind of giving her the opportunity to beat her head up against something that's hard, to eventually get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, because of what you're saying is sometimes you have to let them harm themselves because of the whole "don't touch the hot stove" thing.
Yeah.
You tell them 14 times, "Don't touch the hot stove." So at some point, you're going to just have to go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, try it.
But eventually
That's
they
what it
got to
takes.
have hot hands, and they got to be able to pick up that cast iron skillet
Right.
when it's a little hot,
You gotta make 'em tough.
and know that they can, like, touch it and be like, oh yeah, that's hot, but give it a few minutes, and then eventually they can grasp it and they can carry it from here to here, or they can carry it from here to here. It's like they have to learn failure. So I mean, that's what resonated with me.
To give an example from that I thought from my experience as a father, my daughter's trying to climb into the couch. I was close to avoid them to slip and hit their head with the floor, but I never picked them up and sat them in the couch. They had to struggle to get into the couch. You let them struggle until it comes a point that you come in and you stitch if necessary, like the hot pot.
Cast iron, yeah.
So you can tell them, okay, I touch it, it's not that hot. I let them touch it. Touch, is that hot? And they go, yeah. So this is the best. So don't touch it when it's here because it's worse. Okay, and they experience that success and failure.
Or do you just look at them and go, "Hey, idiot, go get the pot holder. Get the pot holder. It's right there."
There's workarounds. There are workarounds in life, yes.
Okay, so something you said. Oh, geez, how long do we have?
We got to wrap it up. It's been a couple hours.
I'm not there yet. I got another question because there's something you said that caused me to go somewhere else. Okay, so you said you're talking about your daughter and the couch, and that you're making sure she wouldn't fall off so that she wouldn't hit her head with the floor. Okay, so that may have just been a English, thing, but you're hitting on something very important. There is we have a little revolution in physics going on right now, to where it's not actually obvious that is not what's happening. Okay? When somebody falls down and they hit their head on the floor, that they're actually hitting their head with the floor.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's rather.
I'm
no
lost.
idea
Are
what
you lost?
just said, bro.
Are you lost?
I'm lost.
That there's maybe you can
But
expound on this.
That kind of old, it's you're moving with a moving object. So the earth is moving, you're moving with the earth. So you hit with an object that is moving. And you hit the floor and the floor hits you. Is that where we're going?
Yeah. So but that's just like Einstein's relativity in action, right? Yeah. Okay, so just there, but I'm even kind of taking it one step further, is that the experience of the action is the action. It's the whole tree fell in the woods thing. Okay, if if you didn't hear a tree fall in the woods, did it make a sound? And maybe there's a bit of a revolution in physics that's understanding that no, it's the perception of the tree falling in the woods that actually made that reality real. And it's the hitting of the head with the floor that caused the occurrence in the head of the hitting of the floor on the head. Have I lost y'all yet? Okay. It exists in the mind.
I mean, if we're going to get that deep, did the tree even fall in the woods?
No. That's what they're saying. Is the cat
alive or is it dead?
Well,
or are they both at the same time?
Both at the same time.
Both at the same time.
Yeah.
So the tree is fallen or it's also standing.
Until.
Yeah.
So the tree is probably falling, but probably not. Until you experience that
tree falling.
That's
so
exactly what I'm pointing at.
You have to go to the woods and see the tree down and say, okay, it fell.
It's fell. Yep.
With Schrodinger's cat, and that's to the point. But that's in nuclear physics. That happens. The cat is alive and dead because the electron is there but not there. That's the uncertainty principle. You don't know where the electron is at if you know its momentum. And if you know where it's at, you cannot tell its momentum. So it's there but not there. So when you look, it's already gone.
Yeah. So people, so you may ask, okay, so I'm going to pick up your point and try to carry it a little bit. You may ask, okay, why is this even relevant? Okay. It goes back to why math also. But it's relevant because if you don't experience something, like the reality's not made until you make it.
No, I don't believe what you just said, because I could get through the rest of my life not giving a shit whether the cat is alive or dead, and I can't without math. Like, how much tax dollars were spent to find out, is the cat dead or alive?
That
And why do we need to know?
And nobody still knows.
If the cat's dead or alive.
Yeah, no, we know that it's neither one. It's undefined.
It's alive until I run it over.
It's undefined.
And then it's dead.
Well, the thing is that a lot of money went into what is called CERN. They're in the border of France and Switzerland. And you go, daggone it, these idiots. Why do you want to split an electron or a proton? Well, how you communicate all the findings, you create something called the Web Wide World.
Which we probably shouldn't have never done.
That is
in
called
the
the
first place.
internet. And then you need to put all that information. You don't have enough space. You have to put in a small space. And that's how computers went from a room to your pocket. So all these things have an extension to our lives.
Right.
We have the cell phone because of that. We have the internet because of that. That, to your point, the more some people know, the more stupid they are.
Right.
It's kind of ironic. It's like that. I cannot brush that. I think it was Geico commercial on this girl who met this French model on the internet. And this ugly guy shows up, bonjour. And he was lying, but yeah, I met him in the internet.
Yeah.
So it has the implication of stretching your mind.
Yeah.
As Neil deGrasse Tyson says, you will never use the Pythagorean theorem. That is irrelevant. It's the process of you understanding and seeking understanding what helps with your brain then develop.
Yes.
In thinking wise. I tell my students, I don't care if you learn physics or not. I don't care if you use physics or not. But we are in a world that any stupid person can make a claim. And you have to be able to observe and analyze the evidence and the reasoning behind that evidence. And that's my most used post. Evidence ?
Birds aren't real.
I don't know if you huh?
You were talking about making the most profoundly dumb claim, and one we've always played with on the show is the whole birds aren't real. Have you heard about this one?
No.
Yeah, it's a conspiracy that no bird is real. They're just government spy robots. But it's actually got a serious side to the movement from those people, and then it's also got people that subscribe to it because it's just astronomically dumb.
Yeah, it's the same thing with the flat Earth. It's super funny to hear the flat earthers.
And then they end up disproving themselves at every turn.
That was this guy, Richard Dawkins. You ever heard of the atheist? Richard, poor guy. So I started to try to interact with him on X when he was Twitter. And basically his claims are already being disclaimed.
Debunked.
And they're old claims, and that's what I posted. Your claims are old and already been answered. And here jumps one of his friends and starts to make claims about me, and me going like, I never said that. I never said that. Oh, so you believe in a talking serpent? When did I say I believe in a talking serpent? And at the end, he went into insulting me, and I quoted this, as my mom used to say, to the lack of arguments, insults. And the next thing that happened was that Richard Dawkins blocked me.
Well, that's pretty profound. Like, if you've been blocked by Richard Dawkins, that's,
I mean, that is,
you're a somebody for sure.
Well, I saved that. I took a screenshot.
That's a badge of honor.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So,
that's awesome. But and what you're saying, I think in a sense, and I think a lot of academics recognize this as well, but a rational materialism is dead.
Yeah, in a sense, yeah.
Yeah. We don't know what it's opening up to yet, but...
in the sense that we overconsume?
Oh, no. In the sense that the only thing that exists in this world is...
Matter.
This reality. If you can't see it, hear it, taste it, touch it, that it doesn't exist. And I think what physics actual physics is showing us is that that's a flawed, literally a flawed reality.
Why is Bitcoin worth $120,000 then?
Because, okay, no, you ask a valid question.
I thought I kind of did.
Yeah, no, it's a valid question. It's a very important
you just
question.
Didn't tell us before you.
I didn't say what a profound.
What profound
No, it's a profound-
question you were about.
This is a
to say.
deep question.
Yeah. Okay. So Bitcoin exists in some space that is not physical space. Okay. And in this instance, this one instance, and we don't actually know what the significance of this is, but Bitcoin carries a depth of meaning, right? There's something,
Because there's more than one person that agrees that it does.
okay, so there's that. There's the agreement factor. There's a consumption factor, right? There's only so many Bitcoins that can be made before we can't, like, it becomes like pie. You can get as close to having all the Bitcoin there is and never actually arrive. But as you get closer and closer, those increments will get harder and harder to achieve. And so there's meaning in some space that's not physical reality with regards to Bitcoin. And so it has a reality for us that has nothing to do with matter.
With real reality,
Matter.
yeah.
Right? And so I think that's what we're seeing with regards to that is the death of rational materialism.
Okay.
And
The problem
physics is bringing that to us.
The problem is that we have, without intending to offend anybody, we have irrational spiritualism. That is the other. It's similar to rational materialism. It's still an atheistic approach, but instead of with materialism, with everything is spiritual. And then so when you have the people who are seeing things floating that are highly irrational in themselves. So you have both sides.
Yeah.
You have.
Are you talking about like people that see orbs or whatever's
Not
in photos
even
and they're
that,
like, oh, it must be an angel?
No, that
the
just
horoscope
Yeah.
people.
Oh, yeah.
or they just hand the explanation because of God. You know, it's like, okay, everything is because of God. Okay, so you could have that explanation, right? That's an all-encompassing explanation. But to say this happened causally, okay, because of God, is a bit of a shirking of some explanatory mechanism,
Well,
right?
and the problem is that they don't say it's God, it's the universe or the stars or my mom who passed away, so she's here, stuff like that. So you have that other side that is similar. It's still atheistic in nature, but now it's the other extreme.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's rather deep, but we all encounter things all the time because we talk about them that we can't explain,
Oh, yeah.
right? But to some degree, we don't let ourselves try to explain them.
Because it ends up it leads to the path of way too many questions and that they genuinely just can't be explained
Yet. Right? I think that's the period on the end of the sentence is the word yet. And
Like I can't explain my conversations on a Ouija board.
no, right? Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, they happen.
Yeah,
There's something I'm talking to. I can't explain it though.
Yeah, I showed up at this actually happened. I showed up at the theater yesterday, and I had thought like, oh, I'm gonna do this like exercise using a puzzle this week with the girls, and then walked into the theater and found a puzzle sitting there, completely random. Okay, so and then I left the theater and thought, well, that's kind of odd that I had this thought, and I wrote it down on my phone so I wouldn't forget the thought, and then walked into the theater and found a kid's puzzle.
Yeah.
for the taking. It's like, okay, I could say, okay, well, that was a God thing, and so it's like, well, who am I to know? Like, maybe it was.
Are you trying to tell us that you stole the puzzle?
No, I asked.
This is mine.
No, I asked the owners of the theater, and they said, we don't know where that puzzle came from. Have it? Yeah. So, yeah, but then at the end of the day, I was like, okay, that's some weird synchronicity. I don't know why that occurred, but
I think this is a great place to end because there's these two over here have wanted
they're getting
to talk.
Glossy-eyed.
Well, no, they're they wanted to broach this whole theology thing, and I want to prod both of them because they've both been through seminary more, and I'm just now getting to know Ray.
Amen
but this
to
is
that,
a good
brother.
reason to have them both back, and we're already like 2.5 hours. So
Seriously?
yeah.
All right.
Ray, would you come back?
Yeah.
And tonight I've learned more about Puerto Rico than I ever did in U.S. history and world history or geography.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
Could he add one more thing about the flag? I love the
You got to get close to that microphone.
Sorry,
There
one
you
thing I could about the flag.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about that.
That one
I
is
forgot
just
about that,
something.
yeah.
Talk about because I see these people and I didn't know it, so I'm guilty of it until I met Ray.
Where'd the keychain go?
Went to Puerto Rico.
Where did that go?
Would you
I think
steal it?
you
You immediately went for your pockets.
I was playing with it, but
Yeah, I
it's,
saw you playing with it in your finger.
where did it go?
Oh my, there's no telling.
Look in your pocket.
No, it's not in my pockets.
No flag.
So
Well,
is that
explain.
the real one?
So there are a couple of things about the Puerto Rican flag.
Here, just pull it up on there.
I'm stuck on the wheel. You got it?
Yeah, let's pull up the Puerto Rican flag.
So
I'm working on it. Jeez, you guys are demanding.
Yeah.
So
Is that right, or is it?
Yeah, that's. Let me see if that's.
Why don't you
not-
Let me see if that's the color.
turn it around?
The lighter one.
Yeah, that's a light blue. So you have, if you notice, you have the triangle has two shades of blue. Okay.
Hold on.
So
I'm trying to enlarge it. Calm down.
Enhance.
so that will be the official flag.
That has two shades of blue?
No,
No, there's another one.
there's
That's what I was
another
trying to
one.
tell you. See, this
Oh,
is light.
There's a lighter
that's-
one and there's a darker one.
Okay. Okay.
He's-
Yes. Very, very much lighter then.
So the official flag is like navy blue in the triangle. The revolutionary flag will have the Detroit Lions blue, and Hawaiian blue or baby blue.
That would be that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you Google there, LARES flag, LARES flag. So that's a town in Puerto Rico where there was a. So this one on. You see how it has like the baby blue. So the baby blue. Am I right calling it baby blue?
Yeah, you're close. You're
Yeah.
pretty damn close.
That's revolutionary.
Okay.
So if you
Unless that was
take
in California, then it'd be aqua.
Aqua blue.
if you hold to the idea that Puerto Rico should be independent, that's the flag that you will
Interesting.
wave.
Okay.
Now, the Puerto Rican flag, this is another thing, it was banned in the 1950s
Banned where?
in Puerto Rico.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you could not wave a Puerto Rican flag in Puerto Rico in the 1950s.
By the government?
That was the government.
Yep.
Yeah.
The governor was bribed by the federal government to pass that law. And now you will understand why you will know a Puerto Rican by somewhere that Puerto Rican is waving the flag.
Okay.
Either have a flag hanging from the rearview mirror, you have a sticker of the Puerto Rican flag. You go to Puerto Rico and every place you go that have souvenirs, you will see a Puerto Rican flag or a sticker with the Puerto Rican flag, stuff like that.
Okay.
It's because we were banned from waving our own flag.
That's insane.
And that kind of got ingrained in us,
Yeah.
that the pride with the flag.
Yeah.
So we have two anthems. There's a revolutionary anthem, and there's the official anthem, and with the same music, different lyrics. So that gives you an idea of the psyche of Puerto Rico, how we are in this duality, this purgatory that some are in one side, some are in one and the other, some are in the middle, not knowing where to go. So that is fascinating in itself. The history of the flag and how the flag became a crime.
This is the one that you'll be waving.
Well, that's Lattice. That's the town. But there is, you see, that says revolutionary flag.
Yeah.
It's because for a couple of days, Puerto Rico went in a revolution and won in certain towns, and that was the flag waved.
Oh, gotcha.
So what you're kind of saying there is that in terms of the Puerto Rican flag, the cat's not alive or dead.
Exactly. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Good point.
Yeah. It's still, we are in
limbo.
In limbo.
Yeah.
Hey, that's pretty profound.
So the Puerto Ricans at the Super Bowl this year?
Yeah, that's the point that some people trying to make, and I don't buy it.
Is Bad Bunny a Puerto Rican?
Yes,
is he really?
Rican, yeah.
Okay.
His team is very wise, but he's an opportunist. He can't sing from my standpoint. He can't. His music is garbage.
Yeah.
But he plays to whatever is trendy. So you have to give him that. So he will be right now that you have all these culture wars with transgenders. Mm-hmm. He dresses like a woman. Mm-hmm. He writes supposedly pro women songs, but
just to stay in the spotlight. Yeah, I've never heard of him until the whole Super Bowl debacle. That's the first time I've ever heard of Bad Bunny.
So
I didn't even know it was a man. Like when you hear Bad Bunny, you don't think, oh, it's some dude performing.
Yeah. So the thing that I think about is the whole reaction. How difficult conservatives make it to be a conservative, because now you have Turning Point with their own Super Bowl show,
halftime show.
Yep. Nobody that watches football watches the halftime show.
Yeah, everybody's mingling and eating.
That's beer time.
Yeah.
That's if you need to go to the store and buy something, the NFL gave you half an hour to go get it, come back, or mingle with your friends.
Yeah.
You go outside and smoke a cigar. And barely, I don't know. Probably last year was the first time in a long time that I watched the halftime show
with Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah. And it was trash too.
Yeah,
and
I couldn't understand a word he was saying.
The only one I can think about two, Prince and U2. Those are the only two Super Bowl halftime shows that have been high life.
When did those happen? I don't remember U2.
So Prince, I think, was when the Super Bowl was in Miami.
Yeah.
That was the Colts versus Chicago, and I remember because it was raining. U2 was in 20 when after 9/11. I think it was the Super Bowl of the year of 9/11.
What's his name? I like his music.
2002.
Dang, yeah,
is when they played.
He's also, isn't there another Puerto Rican guy who's very Bruno Mars? Is he Puerto Rican?
Half Puerto Rican. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. He was a Super Bowl performer, and I like it. And everything I've heard from him, I like.
And you see, he's a good musician.
Yes.
He's a good singer.
Yeah.
Boom, bring him.
Have you ever
back.
seen him play the drums?
Oh yeah,
he slays, man. He kills it. Yeah,
he's a good musician.
Yeah, he is. You can tell he is formally and classically trained in his trade.
But I'm Puerto Rican. I don't understand Bad Bunny.
Did you just
He
say,
sounds like he has a banana stuck in his throat.
Well, he might.
And then he has like allergy. He's allergic to peanuts, and he ate peanuts, so his tongue doesn't look that well. So
yeah, that's the whole generation of music now is just fucked. Yeah. Have you heard Snoop Dogg even calling out like modern rappers and he can't stand them.
Mumble rap.
Mumble rap. Yeah, mumble rap.
So if we were going to look up on Spotify and get some Puerto Rican culture, like who should we look up?
So the real thing of what is real Puerto Rican, you can find Andres Jimenez. that's like what is our music that unfortunately is only played during Christmas. And by the way, you have people like him, this style of music. You have Bacardi had a trovador. And this is how trovadors work in Puerto Rico. They write lines in papers, and they fold them and they put them in a hat, and you pick that card with that line, and you have to improvise a song that ends with that phrase.
That's astonishing.
It's called pie forzado.
Huh.
And you have these guys going.
It's a real skill.
Creating on the spot, creating this whole stanza with certain length. It has certain length, and they finish with a pie forzado. Or each stanza ends with each stanza or a long stanza with that phrase.
It's a improv poetry formation.
So if you want to hear, the music that I listen to that is salsa. You have Hector Lavoe. He was one of the masters of singing. So you will compose a song, 2 stanzas, and then you have a repeated line, and you have to improvise in that, and insert your improvisation there. So he has a periódico de ayer, and it goes, ¿Y para qué leer un periódico de ayer? And then he will get in, and then the line again, ¿Y para qué leer? And he will get in with an improvisation. So he was one of the best, called sonero, best soneros in. So Andres Jimenez, and then you go on Spotify and probably you can type Plena, Plena, and then that's a style, very popular during Christmas.
I'll check it out.
So that's the other thing. So speaking of how opportunistic. Bad Bunny is. Now he has his last record, has some plena in it, some very autochthonous Puerto Rican thing because of the political temperature.
Yeah.
So the whole thing that is going on recently.
It's like rock and country.
You have to give that to him. He knows what's going on, or his team knows what's going on, and they attack that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so... But as a musician and a singer, trash. As they say in Boston, garbage.
All right, what about you? Do you do any public speaking or public outreach or anything?
If I do? No.
Okay, you should. Like Ruben's got his own little influential groups that he's a part of. So
yeah, we actually talked about that, and I think this is the first time we came on this podcast together. I wanted to sit here. I wanted to do that, but I think we had talked about doing something because I know you had with his brother R&R, and maybe do something great. And Ruben around theology.
I like it.
Because we both went to seminary, and we have kind of similar views of where the church and all that's going on history. Because I'm so much in Puerto Rico, and then how that influenced in Africa, so we're kind of playing around with that ourselves. So,
okay.
Well, if you need a forum, and
thank you.
Honestly, I think we should revisit theology. Not even revisit. We didn't even visit it.
Oh yeah,
we didn't even touch that. Yeah.
Yeah, it would be really cool to hear that extracted from you, especially being in the realm of physics, which is there's a lot of atheists in that realm. So I'd be really intrigued to dive into that with you again in the future if you'll come back.
Yeah, we'll come back.
Okay.
Yeah,
bring him back. He's gonna be
Yeah.
the other drinks, right? So y'all thirsty? Let's get ready.
I'll mark it here. I would like to kill that idea that there's a lot of atheists in physics. Because there's a lot of non-atheists as well.
Well, the most the loudest have been atheists. It's changing. There are a lot of transition. There's theism. The most fascinating thing is the former Muslim helper that Richard Dawkins had. She was a Muslim, saw all the horror that Islam was doing in her country.
She died from cancer, right?
I don't know.
No, Aaron Siri, the lady.
Yeah,
Is that- yeah.
African lady.
African lady from
Oh, she-
Ethiopia. Yep, I know who you are. Yeah.
Atheist.
It's not who I was thinking
Richard
about.
Dawkins. I don't want to say helper. It's like
Assistant.
maybe assistant, and she became a Christian.
Interesting.
Yep. I know who you're talking
And
about.
Dawkins is like,
How did that happen?
she said something that I watched a video along the lines of why she became a Christian, and Dawkins was speechless.
Okay.
So
Okay, well, listen.
That'll be a great place to pick up.
Yeah, we really would.
Yeah.
Thanks. I think so. Ruben, Ray, this has been a great chat.
oh
Man.
A lot
Loved it.
of
Thank
things
you.
we've learned tonight.
thank you for the invitation.
Absolutely.
Heck yeah.
Thank you.
I owe you the pitorro. That's what. So
Yeah. And then
I
if
like
I'm coming back, I'll bring you pitorro.
Okay, and we'll have more whiskey. All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks,
Well,
everybody,
thank
for
you
tuning
guys.
in.
We're gonna get this show in Puerto Rico, right? We'll blast it into
Oh, yeah.
Puerto Rican
I'll-
friends
yeah,
and
we will.
expand with Whiskey Bros
And Chad, Africa.
and Chad,
again.
Africa,
Yeah.
and everywhere else.
No,
So-
It's out there.
Hopefully, my Puerto Rican people. I'll post the link on Facebook and see how many.
That'd be great.
Oh, and when we had him on the first time, we made him sound off at the end in all French, wasn't it?
was French.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you like to do that in
Spanish.
your language? Say something at the ending, whatever you want to. We're not going to know what it is.
Bueno, a toda mi gente en Puerto Rico y Latinoamérica, Hispanoamérica, este es Whiskey Bros desde Decatur, Texas. So, buen día, buenas tardes y buenas noches.
Good night.
Adios.
You've